Hello, hello. We're here. We have arrived. Welcome to Mad Lads Live. Red, I'm assuming that's you in the chat. Yeah. Hey, Red, how you doing? How are you? Oh man, and we're back. We're back with episode 2 of the new Nugget Mafia. It's kind of a somber occasion hopping into this episode because the end of last episode we lost our precious cinnamon bun Beep. But that it was the death that needed to happen, right? Because now our main man, our Don Tony McChicken, he's on his next arc. Okay, he's on his next arc, which is avenging the loss of Beep. So we're gonna need to figure that out. But in order to do that, we need to sorry for not being here. Oh, this no worries about it. No worries whatsoever. I will apologize ahead of time if there are any disruptions on this stream. It is very windy out. The power's gone out once already today, but it was earlier in the day. We should be fine. I live in a pretty decent area where usually if the power goes out, it comes back on almost instantaneously. But just letting everybody know ahead of time that there is a possibility of interruptions. We should be fine, but if one does occur, there's only so much I can do about it. We're in a high wind advisor, and I think someone clapped a telephone pole earlier, so things are it's maybe, but we're back. We're back. All right. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find someone to replace Beep because I don't want the Don here going out alone. He does have, industrial lifter arms. He does have fast legs, and he can move, but I don't necessarily want to risk him going out and flying solo at this current moment. And again, we lost the boys, so we got to make up for that. Head on up here. We gotta. I'm hoping to find like a soldier drone, I think, to replace him. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna do with him, but I kind of want to keep the whole motif of having my right hand for Don Tony McChicken here being a hiver. Meanwhile, the great guy of YouTube embarred me with 3 consecutive ads. Yeah, look at that! Don't you love ads? I'm fortunate enough that my buddy has the YouTube Premium Family Plan, and he added me on there. So I haven't had ads in quite the while, and I had one the other day when I was with a friend of mine, and I forgot how much I hated them, how awful they are. I had forgotten how truly terrible they were. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. I'm trying to find a new hireling to replace Beep, because the poor lad got his legs eaten off last episode. I did, however, take the liberty of including a mod in this particular playthrough, the amputees table. So once we start recruiting for our Mafia and we start getting some low-level enforcers and stuff, we can remove their limbs on command, on demand. Oh, right, Shrike. Been here. Big Shrike. Invisible, well done, John. I'm not filled with confidence that your company you're offering me, but I guess you made it here in one piece. That's something. Get out of here. Cool. All right, so Shrike is gonna replace Beep for right now. We're gonna use Shrike as our temporary replacement. I guess are you making a reference? Because if so, I don't understand the reference. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm just not reading it right. All right, let's head out into the... Greetings to everyone who just joined. Wow, eight people right off the bat. Fantastic. Is tonight the night? Are we going to beat our all-time record? 79. If we hit 79 people, we beat our all-time record of 78. Shrike, what are your stats? Okay, so we're going to put you on block. Shrike with a pole arm. Look like, yeah, dust sticks, pole arm. Okay. Okay. And you do have a Lantern of Radiance, which means she bought one from the Hivers. Very foolish, very foolish. But that's okay. All right, I'm actually going to put the Visage of Narco onto you because I think it's far more entertaining. Yeah, that's a look. That's a look. One of the mercenaries in the bar was carrying a strange weapon resembling Native American weapons. Oh, well, let's go find out. Hold on. I made a reference earlier today, actually, to an Aztec weapon that I cannot pronounce. Oh, one of these things. Yeah. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about, these big ass circle things. Yeah. Those come from I want to say the weapons expansion mod in my mod collection. All right. So now we've got Shrike. We've got her with the Visage of Narco. I'm going to go ahead and put some better armor on her because she's going to need it since we're going to go out and hunt some Fogmen. I need to do two things. I need to get her better armor because what she has is going to be unacceptable for staying alive out there. And we're also going to have to go recruit some mercenaries to defend us. Yeah, the new weapon dissemination mod. Thank you. That's the one. That's the one. So we're going to have to get her prepped and ready with some proper attire. A melee attack. It's good. It's good. I think we're going to go with the assassin shirts. It's 1,400. Fantastic. So we'll take that. Get rid of this shoddy crap. Get rid of this crap gear. And we will put you in tabby boots, Ronin cloth pants. These increase speed. Stealth, dodge. Dodge is not going to be helpful to us. We'll put the Ronin cloth pants. It's probably better. Actually, let's take a peek. Where you at? Here. Where is she? On the stairs? Oh yeah, there she is. Okay. All right, so let's take a peek. Cloth pants. I want to make sure that she's aesthetically like the armor setup that I have is aesthetically pleasing too, because eventually I'm gonna have to come up with a uniform for the. Now we're gonna stick with and then I gotta replace the boots as well. Ranger boots could be cool. Eventually, I think I'm gonna end up putting her in full Ranger gear, but not at the moment. I just need something to tie us over for the short term. Cutting weapons, guardless katanas. Those could be cool. But I think we're going to stick with the polearm for right now. Actually, her polearm is not that great. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the polearm and we're going to give her a guardless katana. I think that works better. It'll be better for surviving out there because of the cutting damage anyway against the Fogmen. Okay, next thing we need to do is go hire some mercenaries. I'm probably going to hire the Leviathan Slayers again. They're pretty solid. While they do not have the numbers that traditional mercenaries would, they do have the survivability, whereas traditional mercenaries will die. In fact, they die so often that they were unable to protect my main man, Beep, and as a result, we lost our Cinnamon Bud. So we're going to... I'm going to avoid them for right now. I have a bone to pick with them. Don Tony McChicken, hire some bodyguards. I'm gonna do 2 days for you. And then is there a group of tech hunters around here that I can hire? I'll take tech hunters too. I'm just really trying to avoid all the other ones. Eventually I'll grab Crumble John and Infinite Wingwang too, but at the moment I'm trying to build up Don here. Right? No one's gonna want to follow him if he's weak. Granted, they may follow him just for the sake of potentially getting out of the Fog Islands, but no one's gonna want to follow him if he's weak. Okay, so the plan for this playthrough is effectively we have Don Tony McChicken, who is, a full amputee. He's got no limbs. He was a full limbless startup. We managed to get limbs in the last episode by killing Fogmen and using their heads to pay for new limbs. The goal here is to create a Mafia-style setup where we have a Don, we have an underboss, we have generals and all that stuff, and we're going to run and open a successful hashish operation. And we're going to spread hashish throughout the United Cities. Now, in addition to spreading hashish throughout the United Cities, we're also going to have some kind of business or operation to launder that money, to cover up for our thievery, our profiteering, our drug smuggling, and all of that stuff. And so the way that we're going to do that is we're going to start a restaurateur business. So we're going to be producing food, hashish. We're going to be producing food legitimately and selling them in buildings that will buy in various United cities. and people will come in and buy them because we, that's what they do. They'll buy food. And then on the back end, we're going to be selling hashish and using the restaurant business to launder our money effectively. So that is the end goal here. We're going to create a successful drug operation, or we're going to attempt it. All right, fine. I guess we'll take mercenaries. I was hoping to get some tech hunters, but we'll take mercenaries. We'll give Shrike the mercenaries because there are more. So she is more likely to actually survive. And we will go from there. Now we're going to head out into the fog because one of the mods that I have allows for the Fogmen to all drop heads, not just the Fog Princes. They all drop heads of varying value. So if we farm Fog Heavies, we can get heads that are worth 1,200, whereas the Princes are 600, the Praetorians are 9,800 or 9,600, one of the two. And we can use that as a way to farm out some cash. And in addition to that, Don Tony McChicken here needs to level up his stats because he has decent martial arts, but it's not good enough. And I imagine at this point he's feeling a little guilty because his little buddy there got munched on last episode as a result of him trying to. I was trying to get Beep's limbs ripped off, right? Because I didn't have the amputation table yet, and I was like, I want to have Beep's limbs get ripped off, and a byproduct of that was. I stuck him on a pole and let him get munched on a little bit, but it didn't work. Do I still enjoy playing Kenshi? Yeah, of course. I love playing Kenshi. I would have a really hard time forcing myself to sit down and play Kenshi if I didn't enjoy it, especially as much as I do. I will say live streaming it does help. Stave off some of the potential frustrations or difficulties or the burnout, because even more than I love playing Kenshi, which I do, I love interacting with the community too, and this is a great way to do it. I like getting everybody involved. I like playing through a series and all of that stuff. So short answer is yes, long answer is yes, but even if I was struggling with it, live streaming makes it just as enjoyable because I get to interact with everybody. Not me realizing my Kenshi is stronger than OP. It's not me. Thank you, Red. Thank you. God, there's no Fogmen around. What the hell's going on? Fogmen, where are you? Hello, come on, Fogmen. I've seen barely any Fogmen this whole time, which is super unusual because I feel like I should have seen at least a couple. The Death Yard right here. How many hours did I spend playing Kenshi? I have roughly 26 or 2,700 hours in Kenshi. Surprisingly less than many people that I know. I know many other creators and casual players that have 5, 6, 7,000 hours. I've played for roughly 2,500 hours. Again, far less than some people I know, but I think still a pretty solid number. But that's starting, upwards of 5 years. That's all the way back to 2020, because I started playing Kenshi in March of 2020. So I don't know how much time that translates to. If anyone wants to do the math on that, how many months I've wasted playing Kenshi, but grabbing these heads. Gotta make sure we're staying alive. I'm gonna put Shrike on block. I was gonna take her off originally, but she needs to build up that block. Heads. Are more down here? I'm assuming so. Yeah, there they are. Fighting he who protects. Those who protect. The Leviathan Slayers. The beginning stages of every playthrough, I think, are always the hardest for me, just because I'm so accustomed, especially with my dwarf playthrough, of just being an absolute monster, right? Our dwarves sieged Flats Lagoon last episode. It was a big triumph. We went in almost 35, 40 dwarves deep. We had, armored gorillas and golems and 30-something dwarves that attacked Flats Lagoon. And now I'm down on this particular playthrough. I'm down to 2 people, and not even a full 2 people because like I had Beep and then Beep died, and I just replaced Beep with Shrike. So like, it's weird that flip between being ultra powerful and or at least like functionally capable of holding my own to where we are right now, which is kind of invalid. Like we're 1 step above full invalence. So that's interesting. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the content. My last video that I put out in the Shek was really well received. So a lot of my recent shorts have been doing very, very well too, which has been really cool. I've been clipping the streams, and that seems to be working out super well. Yeah, and Red became a lord. Red was promoted to one of the lords of the dwarves because one of our Red. Did I tell you how? Did I end up telling you how Stream ended up dying? Because it's really ironically funny given everything. In my dwarf playthrough, we had a character. His name was Lord Stream. For anybody who's not familiar, this man fought against armies of fishmen. He saved the entire clan innumerable times. Okay. Guy was an absolute unit. Unstoppable, truly. He would be the first in and the last to fall in every battle. It was an absolute unit. He was of the Juggernaut mod. His race was a Juggernaut, so he was very strong. But the trade-off for that is that his hunger rate was like a ×3 or ×4. Crazy ridiculous. So I kept having some crashing last episode because I had been editing that Shek video all day and I had some bloat. And then in addition to that, I had played with some settings off camera to try and make things look more cinematic. And it just made my game a little bit more unstable because of memory issues. So I crashed like 3 times. I ended up getting it worked out. I did a quick reset. But when I imported the save to like fix the problem the last time, we were out of our base. We were out of the main keep for the playthrough, and so we were outside of Garzumi Keep, and I didn't realize that the doors had all been closed and locked when because I had imported the save. So Stream, after fighting hordes of fishmen, being effectively the leader in the fight against the fishmen, holding off an Elder Beak thing, saving everyone time and time again, and just being an absolute unit, killing swaths of tech hunters, he ended up succumbing to something so mundane as starvation. He starved to death in one of the towers of the keep. Tragic, truly tragic. But we ended up promoting Red to Lord of the to Lord, and giving them the position of military general because Red was in our Slayer unit. And ironically, despite having like good stats, right? Stats in the 60s and 70s, everybody else in the Slayer unit has comparable stats, but Red never goes down in battle. I mean, like ever. I don't know what it is, but Red's character is built different. I don't get it. I don't know what it is about Red's character that causes that, but built different. And so I had everyone in the chat vote, and everyone voted universally that Red should be promoted to take Stream's place as the next Lord of the Dwarves. Built different. Okay. We are going to make some solid cash off this run. Solid cash. Shrike, I'm going to have you take off block. We need to get you to build up some stats here. Do guys remember to like the stream as you're coming in? Excuse me. Do you remember to like the stream as you're coming in? It helps push it in the algorithm, gets in people's faces on their For You pages and whatnot, on their front pages. So get some more people in here. Helps with engagement, and I would appreciate it. All right. Take these Praetorians down. Hopefully I don't get taken down. Nope. There it is. Don Tony McChicken has been knocked the fuck out. And Shrike has been knocked the fuck out. It's okay though. We have protections. We're on 2 times speed. Shrike rolled down the hill. That's annoying. Thankfully, these guys should protect us long enough. Don should be getting up here momentarily. And then Don can grab Shrike and head off on our way. I was really hoping to get that Praetorian row that you get from here. I might still be able to. Yeah, let's grab as much of this stuff as we can. Oh, I'm going to get 2 Praetorian rows. Hell yeah. What's his health situation look like? All right, let's go pick up Shrike. We don't want to risk Shrike dying. That would be most unfortunate. I gotta adjust my chat on my side because for some reason it always sets up as top messages instead of all messages. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna pick Shrike up. Oh, I gotta heal myself too. And then we're gonna grab that Praetorian row off the one that just died, and then we're gonna head back to the Fog Island, back up to Mongrel. I mean, sell this crap. But yeah, the row. Grab some of these heavies. Good. Many heavy heads as we can. Each one of these is 1,200 a pop. Great way to make money. Downside is that, again, this place is stupid dangerous for us because we are very squishy. We're going to leave very, very soon. I want to get Don's stats up just a little bit more and use the opportunity to get enough money to fund the initial escapades of, like, building our faction, but I need them to be able to stand on their own just a little bit. But this is a great way to make money to fund our initial enterprise, one might say, of starting our hashish operation. So we're using the Fog Islands as a way to make money, and then we will be headed. Oh man, you know there's so many here. See, it's funny now we're getting into the fog, but I feel like for the first couple of minutes here when we were traveling around, we weren't seeing any. We're seeing a ton. Yeah, so we're using the Fog Islands as a way to fund our initial excursions into Mafia hood. Enough room? Can I make enough room? No. The row right there. And I should be able to get one more. There we go. All right, let's get out of here. Cole, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Do you want to camp somewhere? I recommend marshes or swamps. I'm thinking I'm going to avoid the swamps because they tend to have like loading and FPS wise, it's always just a big pain in the ass. I could probably do it, but I just find the swamps is just FPS city. We did, survive at that in the episode of the dwarves in the swamps, so it's not terrible, but I think I probably will avoid the swamps. I might I want to be closer to the United Cities as well. So I might end up heading over that way and doing something that way. It has taken a lot of work to get my game to look this way. Years of work. I have a tutorial in the description, I believe, that explains how to make your game look like mine in terms of in-game settings. And then in addition to that, the one caveat to that is that Suki V2, the reshader that I use, is no longer available to the public. Unfortunately, the mod author took it down. So I would recommend there's another one. It's I think it's Reno's reshade is comparable. I'd recommend that one. Or if you're willing to buy me, bear with me for a little while. I'm going to eventually, at some point here, I'm going to put out my own reshade as well. We Dragon Age Origins for Christmas today. Had to make a dwarf. Hell yeah, dude! Dwarf it up. That's what we do. We are the dwarves, and we diggy hole. All right, so now we got to rest. Get on 3 times speed. I think I gotta get my initial grouping done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get as much money as I can. I'm gonna recruit Infinite Wingwang and Crumble John. And then once we have the Shrike, Wingwang, Crumble John, obviously Beep is gone. Most unfortunate. And I'm hoping to get maybe a Hive Soldier drone, or a Hive Soldier if I can. I'm going to head out of the Fog Islands. By then, we should have enough money to at least fund the initial starting operation. But the other thing, too, is I have to get our stats up so that way we can, like, make it out of the Fog Islands. Otherwise, it's just going to be a disaster trying to get out of here. We run into one group of Fogmen, and we're hosed. So it's kind of a mixed bag. We're waiting on a lot of stuff. A lot of things right now. We're going to use this money that we have to go get Shrike some better equipment. I want to get her more properly outfitted. All right, so we're going to keep the Visage of Narco on because I think that's cool. I am going to get rid of the goggles for right now just because I think that the custom face map that I have for Shrike is really cool, and I'd like to keep that. All right, dust coats. I think I'm going to go for like a Ronin's attire with her. I think that'd be really cool. I think that the aesthetic that I'm going to go for with these guys is very much like Ghost of Tsushima, like Ronin assassin style like look. So a lot of like kind of put together samurai instead of straight up samurai armor. So kind of like rags samurai, if that makes sense. Very Ronin, very straw hat, you know. See what we got here. There are a lot of options, like the Rebel Samurai armor, really, really good. Um, Ronin Samurai armor, that one could be good. My girlfriend got me the Kenshi sweater for Christmas, and they had a sale, and she bought it after. They automatically refunded her the difference. Amazing, and her, yeah, they're really good about that kind of stuff. I'm glad you got the sweater. I've been wanting to get one myself. I'm just too damn lazy to go up and do it. I've been meaning to get one myself though. How does it fit? How is it to size? Because that's the other thing is I'm always like super hesitant to order things. Um, I'm always super hesitant to order stuff, like clothes and stuff because of sizing, especially from like places that make it more difficult to return. Obviously, Lo-Fi would work with me. Not only have are they just generally good with that stuff, but they've like uh I've like talked to them before. Like I have I wouldn't say personal, but a semi-professional relationship with them. All right, so we're gonna get rid of the assassin shirt, all this stuff. Now that we have some extra cash on us, Ronin rags. I'm gonna take that. Pants. We gotta go for the pants. What are we gonna do for the pants? Pants. I want to go for like a semi-armored, so not something super thick like the cloth pants. More medium or light. That one will probably do. And then samurai sandals. That'll do as well, I think. What are we looking at? Not bad. Much better. Much better. Again, our primary base of operations is going to be in the United States territory, specifically like in the desert. And I think we're going to end up setting up near like maybe Bast or in like the Spine or anything like that. So um let's see. Gotta get her a shirt too. I would get her chainmail ideally, but they don't have any up here. Ashland turtleneck. Worth it. The actual coverings on it. Oh, it's not bad. It gives decent cut resistance too, which could be good. Most of the fog menu is blunt, but I don't think it really matters in that regard. Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. What would you name the restaurant chain? Oh, that's a good question. What do we name the restaurant chain? McChickens. Its patron is Don Tony McChicken. Call it McChickens. Well, I guess it depends. What do we make? Like, so here's the thing. I can't do McFood cubes because then I'm flagrantly ripping off another YouTuber, and I refuse to do it. Um, but I have my guy whose name is Don Tony McChicken, and I didn't consider it until you just asked that question. So now I have to figure out what am I gonna name the restaurant? That's a good question. Should I run with that one? I think that'll do with the turtleneck. Yeah. Aston's best too. Maybe. I think that works better, actually. I think that works better, which means I'm gonna have to grab the other pants too. Just run the same thing that Don's running right now. Yeah. Yeah. Boots. I don't think I have anything else I can use for the boots. What was I wearing before? Oh, the Ranger boots. Maybe we'll run with those. Yeah, black. Okay. Cool. Green food. It's not even green and it's not even food. That's great. I love it. I'm for it. Green foods it is. We'll exclusively sell meat products. It's not green, not food. Okay. All right, so Shrike's got some decent armor now. I say decent. It's the exact same gear that Tony McChicken's wearing, but that works out well anyway. It'll get him out of here. Head back out. Oh, wait. How are they doing for healing? Ah, my mouse is freaking out. There we go. Okay, there we go. How are they for healing? They still have to heal up a little bit. Head back up to bed, you two. A little bit of healing there. Don's going to have to go get his leg repaired. And I also got to get a skeleton repair kit. Hoy vey. Hoy vey. Yeah, I think one of the harder parts is going to be even just getting out of the Fog Islands. I think once we're out, we'll be okay. But I think getting out is going to be a pain. And then we have to, when we come out, we're going to head towards the United Cities territory, which means we have to stealth our way through Holy Nation territory. I theoretically could go up through the Flotsam Ninja and go up that way through the back end, but that doesn't seem nearly as fun. Eric, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, let's get a skeleton repair kit. And then we are going back out into the fog to make some more money. Dale. Repair kit, I'm going to give one to Yi. And how much are they? So expensive. Why are you so expensive? I know why, that's not a question, but why? Alright. Go back out. Don, you have robotics on, right? Not have robotics. You have literal robotic limb. That seems silly of you. Fine. Will they hate you because of your prosthetic limbs? Oh, the Holy Nation, absolutely. Oh yeah, they're gonna hate me for sure because of the prosthetic limbs. But we're gonna sneak through their territory regardless because again, we do it for the stream, for the content, for the content. Sometimes you gotta take the harder path just to make it more interesting. Plus, I have the NPC squad size increased by 0.25, so they should have. Roaming squad should be slightly larger now, which, like, 0.25, while not huge, it was already set at 2, so now it's 2.25. Again, not a huge number increase, but it is for starving bandits that already have, like, a large squad size. Now they're going to be even larger. See if there's any more down here that we can just pick from, although it does not look like it. You know what we can do, though? Big brain move here. Hold on. Pick up the Fogman. Hop on over here, right? So the way that the AI works is that doesn't matter what's on these poles. Once something is connected to the pole, it automatically signals any nearby Fog Prince patrols to start heading towards this location, regardless of whether they're alive, dead, or what they are. Even if it's a skeleton, they'll come over and they'll try. And so now, there he is. There he is. We can farm them out by sending them over and then having our mercenaries help us to put them down. And then we can get the heads. Ideally, we'll kill this prince before the heavies show up with it. And Don will get a couple more points in training-wise, both either in toughness, which he needs toughness, but also in martial arts as a whole, and his dodge, because his dodge skill is fucking pitiful right now. Fantastic. Absolutely. Okay. So now we wait. One went down. That's stupid. Why'd you go down? Fool. Foolish. That's what that is. Foolish. Oh man, I do hope everyone had a great holiday. You know, obviously I've streamed once since Christmas, but I haven't gotten a chance to talk to a lot of my regulars. So I do hope everyone had a good holiday. The XL is a tiny bit big on me, but I'm sure it will shrink. Yeah, no, I'm sure it will. The material that it's made out of, like based on what I was looking at when I was looking at them myself, the material will shrink probably. So I'm glad to know that it fits relatively true to size, which is good. That makes me feel much more comfortable about the idea of ordering one. Not that I was particularly uncomfortable before. I just, again, I don't like getting something and then it not being what I, needed it to be. So that's cool. Yeah, kick him with the robot leg. Don here, dual-wielding Tontos, like a badass. Look at him, he's a beast. Fully armored, dual-wielding Tontos. Kind of a power move, to be honest with you. Kind of a power move. He's in his survivor arc right now. After our good buddy Beep got moidaloitered. Sparky, how are you? Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. We're doing the new Nugget Mafia again tonight. And then Wednesday, I'll be doing the Dwarves again. Now we're just training up ye old Don, getting some cash. Some desperately needed cash. We're also going to need money for, what is it, recruiting other... We need a couple more recruits to get out of the Foglands. Plus, when we start our operation, like, we can't start it one-manned. It will not go well if we try to start with just, like, one guy. So we need, you know, at least 3 or 4 guys. That way we can have, you know, a grower, a distributor. We're going to have someone running back and forth. We're going to have to recruit people for that. We're going to have guards and whatnot. Although I may end up just buying mercenaries, long-term mercenaries. I'm having them stay at my base for like 30 days at a time. Could be a good way to handle that. I'm not sure. Because I don't want to go full Empire on this one. Oh, yeah, no, of course. We're going to have Nuggets for sure. I recently downloaded a mod specifically for this playthrough called an amputation table. And it is like a peeler machine, except it causes less bleed out. But you still have to be careful. Like, they can die, they do bleed out. But it's a peeler machine that has less bleed out as an effect. And it will allow me to cut off the limbs of any of my recruits once I have it, and create more nuggets. More nuggets, indeed. So once we're a go and we're doing that, and we have distribution and all that stuff set up, we will be creating more nuggets. Creating more nuggets. The Nugget Factory, indeed. It also works out with the amputation table because on the dwarf playthrough, my plan is to... I want to make all of the slayers who use two-handed swords and whatnot. I want to make all the slayers have industrial lifting arms. The Nugget Factory. Training is going well. Sort of. It's going to take some time, but it's fine. Good opportunity. Thankfully, these bodyguards here, these mercenaries, are providing us with ample ability to get some of our training in and get money without being so much at risk. Because it'd be dangerous out here. It'd be dangerous indeed. And they just keep coming too, because that dude is still tied to the pole. So it's going to keep calling all nearby... Wow, they're actually on top of the thing. That's wild. It's going to keep calling all nearby fogmen over to this location simply because I have them there. And to be honest, I can make this even worse too. I'm going to make it even worse because why wouldn't I? That's part of it. I'm going to put more in here. When you put more in here, it actually increases the number headed over here. We're going to have to start being careful, though, because I think we're going to get overrun soon. If we're not careful. We'll come over here on this 2v1 here. Jump in on that. I don't want these guys fighting heavies or anything by themselves. They're not ready for that, so I got to be careful about who we draw aggro to. One passive. Shit. No, stop, no. That's how it happens. Where their health at? Shrike. Okay. They're not in bad shape. Don's pretty tough. Let's head over this way. We're going to lose Shrike again, too. We're going to lose Shrike right after we got Beep. Yeah, no, the Flats Lagoon fight was really, really fun. It went surprisingly better than I expected it to. Not that I thought it was going to go bad, but I definitely didn't expect it to go as good as it did. It went very, very well compared to what I expected, that's for sure. I'm excited to revisit it. I am excited to revisit it on Wednesday. Might be able to run down there and grab that Praetorian Row. An easy 10,000 cats right there is what that is. But oh my god. Yeah, see, this is what happens. I dropped another body in, and now look at this. All these fogmen are here. They're just piling up. Because every body that you put on a post creates a new succession of spawns. And then in addition to that, the fogmen are drawn to corpses or to people that are unconscious or anything like that, even other fogmen. So the more that you fight them, the more show up. Yeah, not great. So we're getting overrun right now. These mercenaries are probably big screwed, big screwed. The Leviathan Slayer is fine. He's probably gonna be fine. But these mercenaries are big screwed, big screwed. Doesn't mean that we can't profit from it though. If everyone's gonna die, we might as well make some money from it, as I always say. Don Tony McChicken doesn't care about the lives of mercenaries. He paid them to do a job, and a job they will do. I might. It won't be on purpose, but I might. I deliberately chose to start in the Fog Islands to make it like that, so that we might just lose everybody. To be honest, I halfway expected this last everyone to die in the first episode. I'm shocked we've gotten this far. I'll consider it a win. Then you can form the Flats Dragoons. Yeah. I always feel bad watching the guards and mercs chase Fogmen further and further into the fog as the fight goes on. Yeah, and the worst part is like they will continue to chase them until they inevitably die. Like it's not going to end good for them. They're going to die. This Leviathan Slayer will be fine. But these mercenaries, they're done. Like they're not going to get out of this. You know, it's a wasted fight for them, and they're going to stay out here and fight to the death, quite literally to the death. We can help a little bit. But... hell yeah, nice kick to the dome. Again, we're going to collect as many heads as we can, and I really want to get my hands on that Praetorian row, but I need the Leviathan Slayer to do his duty and kill them before we can do that. And hopefully before these mercenaries finish getting overrun, because it's getting really close. Yeah, okay. We're going to stay over here, because we're on passive, so they're not going to avoid us entirely, but they should, like, not be as aggroed to us as they usually are, as long as we kind of keep our distance and whatnot and don't pick too much of a fight with them. I'm mostly just sitting here waiting to get this row. Oh, it looks like we got a comeback coming, and there's a prince over there, which is cool, because I could take his head as well. Hell yeah, easy money, easy money, easy money, easy money. Get rid of the dust sticks. We don't need those. Fantastic. We're going to step over here. Prep to grab this guy as well. Nice. Nice. And then there's a prince here that I saw come in. Once he's dead, I think we're going to head back. Sell our haul. Nice. Nice. Sweet. All right. And head back up. I don't think I have enough room for that other head. No, I don't. Okay. I was like, do I stay for that prince? The answer is no. Being nearby any town is bad news for them, it would seem. I have to be careful not to loiter, exerting my town's rank population settings and spontaneous managing. Yeah. I mean, my population settings are cranked up pretty high too. And depending on the situation, it can actually cause some genuine ramifications for some of the larger cities. Because the sheer numbers of certain enemies get bananas. Like starving bandits are by default not that difficult, but when you get 100 of them attacking a city all at once, like it can they're not gonna necessarily get it in one raid, but a couple of raids from 100 starving bandits, and like it will eventually wear down, especially when you have attack slots increased as well in the game. Like by default, Kenshi kind of works like Assassin's Creed, where there's only one attack slot. So even if you have 100 people, it's going to be a one-on-one fight. Only one person is going to attack at a time, and that's why martial arts is so busted on vanilla, because you can dodge everything. But when you have multiple people attacking, if you have an increase in attack slots, like I have mine set to 5, that's when you run into the issue of 100 starving bandits, you may be able to one-shot them. But if they're all attacking you at once, you're not going to get a chance to move. They're going to stagger lock you because they're just hitting you with clubs. 100 people are just beating you down with clubs. So it's a mixed bag. Increasing the population settings can definitely make make combat incredibly difficult for in certain aspects like that. I just had a one-man siege defending Fishing Village from Reavers, Old World Bow MK2, and an M8 5x attack slots. Yeah, that's yeah. Listen, if what is it? I find that the ranged weapons in Kenshi are really not great until the end game, and then they're super busted. The problem is getting to that end game is difficult. But if you and the other problem is that like the AI is really, really fucking incompetent. So like I tend to avoid ranged weapons because I always end up hitting my own fucking guys every single time. It makes me so mad. And I end up doing more damage to my guys than the others. But if you're willing to micromanage your guys in combat more and kite properly and set up like traps and be strategic and like go up on ridges and stuff like that and be more like careful with your placement of units, bows can be really effective. Stupid effective. Stupid effective. Okay, so we're sitting at 70,000 right now. Not bad. We're going to grab Crumble John and Infinite Wing Wang now. Crumble John, join my squad. Crumble John, join my squad. Crumble John, join my squad. You can actually lift that weapon. It's a really long beard. Are you old? Join my squad. Yay. Okay, so we have Crumble John now. And Infinite Wing Wang. Do you dare engage the might of Infinite Wing Wang? I do. I do. How much? 100,000 cats? That's ridiculous. That could be 4,000. 5,000. Hell yeah. Okay. Nice. So we've got Infinite Wing Wang. I always train units with crossbows before I put them on harpoons. Better to train friendly fire avoidance when they're doing 30 damage instead of 250. No, that's for sure. That is for sure. For sure. All right, now I got to outfit these guys now that I've got them. So we're going to bring them in here and get them outfitted. Crumble John, he strikes me as an old Ronin, right? He's got that old samurai energy. And so we're actually I'm gonna give him a heavy weapon, but I'm gonna give him I want to give him some heavier armor too. He strikes me as a guy who's been through some shit. He's seen some things. He's seen some stuff and some things, man. So we're gonna give him the Ronin attire. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. The rebel samurai. Good. It's good. And then we'll give him samurai leg plates. So they have a high quality one here, or is it just the standard? How does that look? Good to me. And then pants. Yeah, do they have full samurai boots here? They do not, so we'll give them samurai sandals. These armor sandals up a bit. That works for me. Helmet. We got to give him a good helmet. Yeah, like he strikes me as the kind of guy who's like he was most definitely like a like an old soldier, old soldier. I don't actually know anything about Crumble John's backstory if he even has one. I haven't looked at it too much, but he strikes me as an old soldier, so we're gonna treat him as such. All right. We need to I think that's fine. I think that's good for him for sure. Then Shrike, actually, we're gonna replace your boots with these police boots because I think they'll match the aesthetic of your attire more. Actually, no, we'll keep what you got. And then Infinite Wing Wang, I've got a good plan for him as well, I think. Show me what you got. Fantastic. Now, Infinite Wing Wang, I'm wondering how I want to outfit him because on first glance, he strikes me very much as like a ranger guy. Okay, he's rocking the ranger armor, but that doesn't fit the aesthetic of our that doesn't fit the aesthetic of our faction really. So I may end up going with something else for him. Maybe we'll give him like a medium half samurai rag. That and then obviously we'll throw a shirt on him because right now he's kind of exposed to the elements. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give him like a half samurai rag and then samurai leg plates, that'll do. Or maybe we go these, what do these look like? Actually, that mixed with another one of the other samurai plates will probably work better. This one. No, it doesn't fit the wing wang aesthetic. Infinite wing wang does feel like a spearman. You're right. I agree. He does feel like a spearman. I wholeheartedly agree. Same deal. We're gonna give him the samurai sandals. Actually, no, because those look dumb with these pants. That looks just positively dreadful with these pants. We're gonna keep him in the boots that he's got. They'll do. And I want to give him something that really fits his vibe for helmets. Maybe we'll do a plated hood. Yeah, yeah. Because again, they're all criminals. You know, we're running them like they're criminals. So yeah, sorry. So we're gonna sell the horse chopper, and we're gonna get him a good spear, and we got to get Crumble John a better fragment axe or something along those lines. Something two-handed, preferably a katana. I think a katana would look really good with him. Like a big ass, heavy two-handed katana. All right, Crumble John, get over here, do business. All right, maybe I'll give him the same foreign sword that I was having Beep use before his untimely demise. We're gonna sell his fragment axe. That's for sure. We got industrial katana. I always give him the industrial katana. It's technically a katana, but the size of it, if I recall, makes it no, still it doesn't look too small. Too small. Excuse me. All right. Foreign greatsword, yes, but that one might be too expensive right now. Plus, he doesn't have the strength to wield it. The other thing too, especially when you're using heavy weapons, is you have to be very careful about even if you can afford a really high quality one, you got to be careful about doing that with heavy weapons too early on, because you're going to put yourself in a position where you're incapable of wielding it for a disturbingly long amount of time. Because your strength stat, in order to use it to its utmost effectiveness, needs to be double what the weight is. So maybe a cross for Crumble John. Maybe. Again, I need to get something that he's going to be able to wield at least semi-effectively. I'm kind of leaning towards the industrial blade. It's not quite as big as I expected, but it is a really thick katana. And it does have, good stats and whatnot. Thank you, still. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you enjoyed the content. I mean, it looks pretty good on him. Look at that. It's pretty good size. It's still a really big fucking katana. I think I like it. And then Wing Wang, we're gonna have to give him something shiny, I think, for now, until we can get him something better. We're gonna give him a pole arm. He definitely strikes me as a pole arm guy, though. I think an Umiyari for him is probably a good idea. Yeah, I think an Umiyari is probably a good idea. I just got to get up to it. Get enough money for it, unless they have a cheaper. I'm gonna see if I can get him a cheaper one to start. Even just a cheap pole arm in general to start. I need something that's really cheap, though, because I have almost no money left. What do we have? We might be SOL. We might have to go on a run. Yeah. All right, no big deal. We'll go out, grab him one. I'm going to put him on block, so he'll at least dodge around for a bit. He should be fine. He's got decent stats to run, so we're going to put him on that, and then we'll head out. Everyone's got medic on him. We're going to need it. I have 3,000, which is enough for me to hire mercenaries again, or at least hire Leviathan Slayers again for one day. We can hire some bodyguards. 2,000. It's funny, there was like 5 in the Leviathan Slayers party, and now there's 3, and now there's just him, because the other ones are they're probably not dead, but they're out there still fighting, which does bode well for us, because we can go out and collect the remains of that particular encounter. So we may actually be able to get money easier than I initially expected. Yeah, so they're still out here. They're still out here fighting this whole time. I do think, yeah, so I'll probably end up giving him a Paladin's Cross at some point. I do think it looks really good. I think for right now, the Industrial Katana is going to work for him. It does have that, that old Ronin vibe. He's got that big-ass sword. It fits the aesthetic of his outfit as well. He's got that vibe, which is cool. eventually we'll establish a more systematic approach to what the armor and stuff looks like, but not too systematic. Like, I don't want it to necessarily be quite as thorough and thought out as, like, say, my dwarves are, because they're not a nation. They're a crime syndicate. So everyone has a little bit of individuality and uniqueness, or at least in the upper echelons, that's for sure. Whereas with my dwarves, there's far less individuality. Wow. It was a mess. Absolute mess. I do believe there is at least one or two fog princes down here that I did not end up getting. That must have died after the fight. Oh my god. There's so many. Was that the first one? Oh no, we're gonna find out. Head down here. Head on down. We just need a couple thousand so we can get Infinite Wing Wang a good pole arm. No, a lot of these guys are looted. Kudos to us for being so thorough and looting so many of them, but oy vey. No, I don't want the shiny ones. The normal Fogman's heads are, like, basically worthless. They're worth like 100 or 260 or something. It's nothing worth keeping. The only upside to them is they take up less space, I believe. They're only 4 bars instead of 3. I mean, instead of 6. I could have swore there was another Fog Prince's body down here, because they were fighting one on the way out. That I didn't stop and grab, unless maybe he despawned out. Oh, is that him? Oh no, that's him. He's just up and moving. Well, that sucks because I don't think we can take him. I mean, we can't take him. He's got no arms, so, like, he can't fight back, but these heavies can. Though they are in bad shape. They could still fight back, though. Maybe I can just, like, hold on. I'm gonna... Don, you run on over here, and you just slap him, like, once. Just slap him, like, once. Because they can't fight back, right? Like, that's the big thing right now, is he can't fight back. So I'm not actually worried about the prince fighting me. And he has the higher stats of them, so he's the only one that poses a real threat. I just need to knock him out. Wing Wing, what are you doing? No. You guys stay back here. You guys stay back here. You're blocking and holding. Come on. Come on. Get unconscious. Kick him while he's down. Kick him while he's down. What is it? The Fog Heavies are worth 1,200 apiece. Fog Princes are worth 6,000, and then the Praetorians are worth 9,800. But the Praetorians are also way harder to kill. So, oh my god, come on, kick him while he's down. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Keep kicking him. Oh my god, he just won't die. He's literally batting him around. Like, just literally tossing him around. There we go. Oy vey. That dude would not go down. You need to move. Who's hungry? Okay. And there should be... Yeah. This is weird. They're just over here praying instead of, actually fighting. Good opportunity for target practice. They're on the ground, which makes them easy targets, so we can use it for easy training. So Crumble John, you get over here, and we're just gonna start picking them off. Great opportunity for easy practice. Honestly, Don's getting some moves, man. Look at him. He's getting some moves. Starting to really build up them skills. Usually, mostly using his feet, but I've got a lot of animation mods, so, like, especially martial arts later on, you get some fucking wild moves. Nice. Crumble John, take that guy. Yeah, so this is him with the katana. Honestly, I think it's fitting. The industrial katana, it's got a good vibe to it. It's got a good feel to it. Like, it's got that old Ronin soldier vibe, and I think as he gets stronger, it'll look good. I think it's got a good feel to it. Makes him feel more experienced. Makes him feel like he knows what he's doing, you know? Makes him feel like he knows what he's doing. I'm thinking it might be a lighter stream tonight, which I'm cool with. It's cool. Sometimes it's nice to have a lighter stream. In terms of like viewership. We've been rocking like 70, 60, 70, 80 people recently, so just having like 20 people in here is a change of pace, but it kind of makes it feel a little bit more personal. A little bit more personable. Try to grab as many heads as we can. Now that we have 4 of us, too, we can carry more heads, which Big Shock makes more money. You can speak to the Queen of the Western Hive. Doesn't she talk about her sister? I'd have to double check. It's been a while since I've looked at her dialogue package. Yeah, it's more attention. That's what it is. If you guys have any questions about the lore, of course, I'm always happy to answer them. I like most of what I do on this during my live streams is talking to people about the lore and explaining things. There's obviously some things that I don't know. Shocker. I know. There's just some topics that I'm unaware of, but I'll try my best to answer any questions you guys may have. Have as many of these heads as I can. I'd have to look at the the Western Hive's dialogue package, but yeah, it's implied that the Hiver queens don't age. That they have been they've been around since the beginning because what is it? The Hiver queen for the Southern Hive is actually the same color as the Hiver queen for the Western Hive. She is not that pinkish color. Only her offspring are, which is why I believe that she's using the blood from King as the material for her children, because they are a different color than she is, which means she's producing them, and the only difference between, like, it's got to be some way that they're produced. So it must be that the organic material that she's getting, that she's using to fuel the incubation, is the blood, whereas the Western Hive uses wheat straw. Because the Hiver Queen for the Southern Hive is not the Southern Hive pink, like pinkish purple color. She is the same color as the Western Hive. It's very interesting. I was talking to Frank. He was here the other day in the Discord, and also on stream the other day, and he brought up a funny idea that King for the Southern Hive is actually a single Hiver prince. He's like a fat, overweight Hiver prince who's basically driving a Gundam suit. And it's just like some guy driving a Gundam suit. And he's got a sidekick in one hand and a cigarette in the other, and he's just like, yeah. Bring blood for King, blood for the King. Yeah, I'm the King. He's just a big overweight Hiver in a Gundam. Excuse me. Yeah, the Southern Hive is made from dude smoothies. That's pretty much it. They've been rocking up that manwich, that forbidden slush. They've been partaking in the forbidden manwich. The slurry, the sacred slurry. Head back and sell this crap. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I've been wondering what the fog in the Fog Islands is. I assume it's not a normal fog since it's heavier. Must be heavier than air. So what the fog is hard to say. I think so. It's clearly some kind of natural occurrence, but it's got. I mean, it's clearly not some kind of natural occurrence. Something's got to be making it. In terms of what could be making it, I have no idea. It could be runoff from Obedience, because like the shape of it is weird, right? Like the Fog Islands is relatively circular in its size, and then Obedience is kind of like extended up a little bit, so almost like it's flowing down into Obedience, like it's flowing through from Obedience out. So it could be some like byproduct of something in Obedience. But in terms of what the actual fog is, I'm really not sure, and I wish that I had more answers for it, but that's something that I couldn't even begin to guess on. Unfortunately, I couldn't even begin to put together a theory or anything on it, because there's nothing to really indicate what that is. I can tell you what I think the Fogmen are, but the fog itself is kind of outside the realm of like what we eat. I don't even have anything to start with, Unfortunately. Umiyari. Okay, so the Umiyari's got bonus damage against animals, which is cool, and it does have an attack. What's the armor pen on that? It's a minus armor pen's plus 20. Good. Yeah, he strikes me as a polearm guy. Infinite wing wang with his polearm. So let's see that. Yeah, that works. I like it. Good. And now he can actually participate in combat. Infinite wing wang with his polearm. It's a very long, pointy polearm. Got good armor pen. Good against animals. Not good against robots, but that's fine. I don't plan on fighting that many robots. Good. Good. And we didn't even really take damage. We do need food, though. Got to continue getting these boys trained up a little bit. Get some extra cash. Just keep the cycle going. Keep the cycle going. Till we can get out of here. Grab some food. Enough to keep us tied over for now. How long left on my contract? 18 hours. That is enough time for us to go back out on another run. Good old Fogman Isles, man. Just a repeat cycle of combat and selling. Nope. Nugget Mafia. Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been really bad. Almost saved over the dwarves. Got to be more careful than that. All right, so we don't have the same numbers that we had before to protect us, so we got to be careful about how we do this. But this does pose a unique opportunity where we can train up some of our guys. We do have the Leviathan Slayer, so at least there is that. We're going to grab this Fogman, and we're going to throw him up on a pole. Yeah, that was close. That was close. I need to be better about having my emergency save set up in the event that something like that happens. I do have a dwarf emergency save, but I did not I didn't update it last time I loaded in. So to be honest, off stream, I'm probably going to pop in at some point and save for the emergency stream. Yeah, we're sitting at 20 right now. We're getting there. Again, you know, recently, almost all of the streams that I've been doing have had anywhere between 50 and 70 people, so a lighter stream tonight is fine. I can't complain, but now we play the waiting game as we wait for another prince to show up. They're a-coming. They're a-coming. Fogman on the pole there, and they will come soon. One guy crawling. Is he crawling around over here? All right, so wait for it. They've been coming from over here, so I'm assuming there's a death yard over here because that's usually where the roaming squads will spawn from. I have an idea about the fog. The Dead Queen's incubator is pumping out a maddening amount of gunk into the air, maybe like pheromones, like an engine rather than controlled amounts of life form. Yeah, I mean that could be it. It could be something like that where the incubator, now that it's not connected to her, is not she's not like maybe her corpse is pumping out pheromones. Since it's still being used by like the incubator is still being used, presumably that's why the Fogmen are what they are. So it could be something as gross as that, where like her corpse is pumping out the fumes. It could be something like that for sure. That would be a horrifyingly grotesque concept for sure. Oh yeah, look at that. There's more over here, but I don't know if I want to go that deep. We'll be fine. It's fine. Probably. It's probably fine. We gotta take risks. We gotta take risks. It's all in the pursuit. It's all in the pursuit of content and riches. Plus, I want to get out of the Fog Islands this episode. I don't want to spend 2 whole episodes just farming Fogmen. But I do need money and stats to do so. Would explain why it doesn't seem to have anything to do with non-Fogmen. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and we'll let he who protects. Oh my God! Just one shot that that Fog Prince. Oy vey. Stuff of beauty. There's another Fog Prince here too. I love that. These guys have high stats, but I think collectively the 4 of us should be able to drop him. Plus we have that dude, that archer in the back. Yeah, put his ass down. Put him down. Oh, God damn it. Crumble John took an arrow to the back. Infinite Wing Wang needs to get over here. We gotta be careful because this Leviathan Slayer is trying to help us out, but he's also we're taking some friendly fire. Wing Wang, get over here. Infinite Wing Wang's got 31 attack right now. My lord. He's actually kind of a badass. I think he's actually got the highest attack out of anyone in the team right now. How's Crumble John doing? He's working up there. Shrike is also working up there. And then, obviously, Don Tony with Chicken sitting there with a 21. No, you guys do not... Holy shit! That is a lot of fog heavies. We need to get the absolute hell out of here. Are they attacking? They are following their leader. Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here. We need to run. We need to run. Did we take that fog? We did. Yeah, what's everyone's health look like? Yeah, we need to run. We need to flee. Now is the time to flee. We are in a fleeing position. Everybody needs to move at maximum speed. That's what needs to happen. We are in fleeing position. Goodbye. No, oh, sorry. Everybody needs to run. There we go. All right, so I'm not worried about Don. I don't think he's gonna get caught. He moves pretty fucking quick. Yeah, he's moving pretty quick. He'll be okay, probably. I also don't think there's anything nearby that's going to attack him. I'm more worried about these guys. So we're gonna stick with them for a bit and let the let the Leviathan Slayers take care of that. That was a massive horde of fog heavies that we are not prepared for. Not ready for that. Absolutely not. That's fun. He's break dancing under there. Cool. Looks like we got out of there. Honestly, we got a pretty uniform squad right now. Everyone's looking pretty good. Everyone's looking pretty fucking good. Everyone's looking pretty fucking good. Shrike, you're using a normal katana. We got an industrial katana, polearm, and then Tontos. Yeah, we got a nice nice thing going on. Not bad. It wasn't the most lucrative run that we've done, but we did get a number of heads to sell, so at least there's that. 2 Fog Princes, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Cool. Rest up. Don, you need to do medic duty. And then we're gonna have him come over here and rest his battered limbs. I was just thinking maybe the fog is some byproduct of whatever poured into the pitted obedience, like a chemical reaction, but it lasted a long time. If that's the case, yeah, because we don't. I think the one issue with that is that it's kind of implied that the fog wasn't always here. And that like the folks on Mongrel lived here before the fog, right? Like Mongrel was founded before the fog. Ark was founded before the fog, and then the fog rolled in, and the Fogmen are a relatively recent issue. Which, if it was a chemical reaction that happened in Obedience, you would think that it's been here for forever. But it's kind of implied that the fog is like a newer issue, or like a relatively new issue compared to like, you know, thousands of years ago during the First Empire. So like when you take that into account, it kind of puts the the kibosh on that idea, which is why I think that it's got something to do with the Fogmen themselves or the Queen. The Queen's fault. She did it. She did it. I know she did it. Oh yeah. Let's see. Rumble John's almost healed up. Don's almost healed up. Oh, Don, you can get over here and heal up the rest of the way in a bed. My man moves. Got some speed on him. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Beep. Not because I don't like Beep. It's Beep because, unfortunately, because Beep is dead in this run. He's gone. He is so gone. Feels bad, fam. We lost him. He was eaten. He's currently resting, digesting. Got eaten by a fogman. It was my own fault. I got overzealous. I was trying to get his limbs removed, and I was like, I'm just gonna let him get eaten a little bit, and then I'll save him. And then we got overrun before I could grab him and save him, so didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. All right, so we don't have. This is things are gonna get tough here really soon because we've been using mercenaries to kind of balance out the our ability to go out into the fog and using them to fight while we kind of like collected on the back end, but we are very quickly running out of mercenaries because they're going out there and getting eaten as mercenaries tend to do. And unfortunately, that for us, that means that we're going to end up having to make our escape from the Fog Islands very soon. The real question is, are we going to be able to? Because once we're out of mercenaries, that's pretty much our only option is heading out. We're going to try and capitalize as much as we can in the interim, but once we run out of mercenaries, I'm not quite sure how else we're going to do it without. I mean, we're gonna have to make a break for it because we're not strong enough to go out and hunt them by ourselves. I think the only one of us that stands a chance against, like, even just a heavy is Infinite Wingwang, and even then, it's not super great. He's got the attack skill, but not the polearm skill, so it's kind of a mixed bag on that. And then nobody else, Don could stand his own for a little while, but he's not gonna win. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it. Crumblejohn didn't make it. Ruka managed to save Beep. I tried to save Beep. So I had two options in front of me when Beep was bleeding out. One of them was to try and crawl back to the city because Don's legs were broken, right? So like it was a twofer. I could have picked him up and brought him back, but Don's legs were broken, so he was crawling, and Beep was bleeding out. The only option that I had was to either run back to the city and try and heal up Don so he could run back, pick up Beep, and then like go, or try to crawl over in the middle of the fighting between all the mercenaries, the mongrel forces, and all that stuff, heal Beep, and then come back and save him after he got up. I chose to try and head back to town first because I didn't want Don to also die, so I made the conservative effort to save Don as well, and it ended up backfiring, and Beep died before I could get back to Mongrel, unfortunately. He was just bleeding out too much. So, my soul. We lost Beep. That's sad. Why can't you leave? Come with me. Crazy. I came here, and I'll leave. Yeah, I mean, I could, though. No. No one leaves Mongrel Roamer. I'm gonna. I don't know who this Beak guy is. Beak. Anyway. He did. He affected. I mean, he kind of bled out as Don was crawling to him. It was a very sad scene. You got Don Tony McChicken with his busted robotic legs, just strong arming his way across the ground as the Fogmen are fighting mongrel forces all around us. It was very Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, he didn't make it. He did not make it. You know what we can do? This is an idea. We're gonna try to make it over here. Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna try and make it over there because over here is the Dawn Guard, and then from there we can work our way out. We can use the Dawn Guard patrols to work our way out. So we are going to attempt to exit the Fog Islands now. We're gonna try and get out of here. We've got 5 hours with the Leviathan Slayers, so that should be enough to actually get out. Yeah, we got 5 hours left with them. Does my bag drop any of my stats? It does. So I'm actually going to give the bag to Infinite Windwang because he can actually stand to have the stat decreases. Whereas Don can't necessarily stand that right now. Okay, so yeah, we're going to head out to this way. Right, yeah, we got the Leviathan Slayers. They should protect us or at the very least keep us alive long enough to get out of here, and we'll see what's going on. Is Crowface vanilla? I found him at Mongrel. I don't think Crowface is vanilla. I could be wrong. I'm not super great with all of the companions. I know a lot of them, but I haven't looked into a lot of the individual companions yet. Maybe I should do that for a video. Do lore on some of the individual NPCs, like a kind of like how I did in my Shek Exile video, where I went through like all of the Shek Exile factions one at a time. Maybe I should do that with some of the NPCs and tell their story. Story of Griffin, Crumble John, Beep. Fun. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, that sounds like it's a mod though. I would bet that it's a mod. I would bet that it's a mod. All right, so far we've met little resistance. If we can make it to Fort Dawnguard, that'll be half the journey done. Because they're right by the border, and then we'll come out in Holy Nation territory, and then we'll just have to be careful. Thankfully, we have only the only problem that we'll have traveling through Holy Nation territory is going to be Shrike. But as long as Don, Crumble John, or Wing Wang do the talking, we should be fine, I believe. Yeah. All right, a little bit of Fogman resistance here, a little bit of Fogman resistance, but they'll drop them in no time. I am going to help them, though, because I don't want to risk traveling into the death yards without them. So we are going to come up here and help them out. Oh, yeah. Beat his ass. Keep on kicking his ass. I'm a big fan of, like, the stereotypical ones. I really like Ruka. I really like Beep. I really like Agnew. I've done several videos on Beep and Agnew at this point. Hobbs is pretty fun. I really, really like Griffin. I don't know why I like Griffin so much. I just find his character really interesting and entertaining. The idea of, like, he is in an ideal world the way that the Holy Nation would actually not actually would actually act, but in the way that I think that they that would make them more palatable for people. He acts in a good way. He's like a morally good Holy Nation character. Not that, anybody in Kenshi's morally good, but like he is the Holy Nation with a lot of their less desirable traits removed. He's a more ideal version of the Holy Nation, which I really find enjoyable because I dislike the Holy Nation, but I also find them to be the most interesting. So to make them more palatable is would be cool, Oh, fuck me. All right, so here's the situation. Fort Dawnguard is right here. This is our destination. And we were going to run up here to get there, right? To go straight up here. Here's the thing standing in our way. This is what's standing in our way. This is what's standing in our way. I turned up the squad size, so there's so many of them. And like individually they're not that strong, but oh god. They're going to gun right for us. Yeah, they're gunning for us. Okay. We need to haul ass up to Fort Dawnguard. If we can get up to Fort Dawnguard, we'll be fine. I'm going to have Don actually taunt and pull most of the aggro if we can. We just got to get back up. And if we can get up to Fort Dawnguard, we'll get it. The Dawnguard will save. The Dawnguard will save us. East Ron. There they are. There they are. For the love of all that is holy, save us. Crumble John is in rough shape, but it's okay. Again, if we can just get over here, we'll be fine. The Dawnguard will fight, and we'll be fine. Shrike is down. Where's Shrike? No! And Don over to go get her. The fuck you are. Go get her. Give her back. Come on, just drop her. Ah. We might lose Shrike. No! We're on a rescue mission now. No! Is Infinite Wing Wang going to be the new Don? My God. All right, Crumble John, you stay behind. You stay behind. Oh my God, this may be the end of the run already. All right, so Don's wounded. Nope, wait, Leviathan Slayers for the win. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, Crumble John and Infinite Wing Wang, you guys need to get in here. We may be getting saved. Oh, sweet Jesus. I have never been so happy. Pick her ass up. Pick her ass up right now. That was close. Oh my God, that was so close. There was like 80 of them. All right, now we're waddling to Fort Darngard. That was a mess. That was an absolute fucking mess. I thought Shrike at the very least was a goner. And then Don went down trying to save her. There was no world in which I thought that was going to go well. My lord. I may actually need to take that backpack back from him, because I think it was dropping my encumbrance enough that I wasn't experiencing so much of a stat penalty. Alright, how are you guys doing? Healing. That was messy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, there's so many of them. Look at how many Fogmen there were. This is nuts. That's crazy. Asinine. All right, you need to put her down. First aid. Also take that backpack back. Clearly I'm going to need it. All right, heal up, and then we can go inside Fort Darngard to rest up. Thankfully, they have open booths for healing. What's everyone's attack stat? Because I think I can also use their. Okay, so Crumble John can use a little bit of training, and so can Shrike. So we're gonna train up at Fort Darngard for a little bit. My God, Zach, how are you? I apologize for the delay on that. I was worried about my boys getting eaten there. Zach, how are you? Zach is an absolute unit. Last stream, during the Dwarf stream, this man donated 10 memberships. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, thank you. The Leviathan Slayer contract got us exactly as far as we needed it to. And save it. That was nuts. Got a dwarf named after him. Yes, he did. All right, get these guys healed up. We're going to have Shrike and Crumble John train here on some of the dummies. Try to build up a little bit of extra strength. It's not going to be a lot, but it's an extra, +5 to their attacks, +5, +6. Hopefully it's enough to maybe balance them out just a little bit more. Make them slightly more effective in battle. That was nuts. I was terrified. Excuse me. In fact, all right, Crumble John, you're pretty much healed up, right? How you doing? Injury wise, anything? Yeah, sorry. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna have him train up on this. Get him up to at least a 15. Try to get him to a 15. Same with Shrike. She definitely needs it. Her attack skill is way too low. Way too low. Sitting at a 6. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. So have those two train up for a bit. Tony McChicken is going to train up the old-fashioned way with Infinite Wing Wang. I think the two of them are going to pop out here. And we're going to use the convenience of having Dawn Guard nearby to also try to work up some of our stats, because the Dawn Guard can protect us, at least a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is getting them just high enough to where they can actually start to generate their own experience instead of just getting absolutely wrecked in battle. So if we can get them up to a 15, or even like just like, you know, if we can get Shrike up to like, you know, 10 or 11, she can start generating her own combat experience, because right now she's just getting absolutely wrecked. Yeah, they're just up here finishing off all these guys. That Dawn Guard, yeah, more Dawn Guard. That was nuts. That was probably the largest horde of Fogmen that I think I've seen just roaming around in a very, very long time. That was absolutely asinine. Who are you? Oh, it's the debug bot, in case there's an issue with the Dawn Guard. Good to know. I thought it was just a roaming skeleton for a minute. It was not. Absolute bloodbath. Are these guys all dead too? Yeah, they're all dead. They're all dead. I'm not sure. Everything's fine on my end. No stutter for me. Oh, what happened? There was a there was like 80 Fogmen. Like 80 Fogmen. Like a lot of them. All of these. And we almost lost Shrike. We almost lost Shrike, and we almost lost Don Tony McChicken too. He got they both got taken away. The only reason they survived is that the Leviathan Slayers happened to be a little slower than us, so they caught us on the backswing. But yeah, we almost died. The whole playthrough almost ended right there. I think we're going to... What are these guys? Yeah, they're just more Dawn Guard. Okay, so I think I'm going to head down here, down this way with these two. They have decent stats. They should be able to hold their own against most things. Wing Wang's got a 31. He needs to work on his dexterity, but it's really not that bad. And then Tony McChicken here, good old Don, has 23 martial arts. He needs to get his dodge up, something fierce. It's really not great. I believe if we put him on block, he'll get plus 20 to his defense, but also every time he gets hit or anything, it will increase his defense. Not that we want him to get hit, but anytime he dodges or he gets hit, it'll increase his defense. But we're going to head down here. We're going to kind of feel it out, because we know that we have the Dawn Guard nearby. And there seems to be a couple of them that are roaming that we can use as passive training, per se. So, all right, let's just beat up some Fogmen. The weaker ones aren't going to give us a ton of experience, but yeah, we're going to stick with this. Stick with the group here. Use them to our advantage. I'm just gonna we're just gonna follow them. Wing Wang, you two. Just follow along. Just follow along. You guys are still training, right? Yeah. All right. So Shrike's up to an 8. Crumble John's up to a 12. So they're making good progress, which is, well, good. It's good. Follow you now. I don't want to get too deep into the fog, because if we get too deep, it's going to be difficult. But we do have these guys to... They're not our allies, so they're not going to heal us or anything, so we still have to be very, very careful. But they will at least fight all of the Fogmen off around us, so I have less fear of us getting picked up, because they're gonna massacre everything around us. I don't want to roam too far away from Fort Dawn Guard, though. Roam too far and suddenly we're off doing our own thing. We're on the other side of the Fogman Isles. That would not be good. A ludicrous horde of Fogmen. Oh yeah, all right. So we got more Fogmen coming at us. I'm gonna try and lure him up here, and we're gonna fight him off right here. Here. There we go. Are Fogmen about equal to Fishmen? I wonder how the dwarves would have fared if it was a battle against Fogmen instead of the Great Fishman battle. Well, I mean, our Slayers were kicking ass in here, so I because they went to the Fogmen Isles like 2 or 3 episodes back. But comparably in terms of stats, yeah, they're about the same. The difference is the Fishmen actually have the Fishmen do cutting damage, I believe, and they do it with martial arts, whereas the Fogmen do blunt damage. So, arguably speaking, the Fishmen are a little worse. The one upside that the Fogmen have on the Fishmen is one, they're infinite, and the more you kill, the more come towards you. So, like, the Fishmen are, if you can hold your ground long enough, you'll eventually like cut them all down. Whereas the Fogmen, it's not a matter of if you get overrun, it's only when. You know, they will overrun you eventually. That's not a question. Now the question would be, if we were to set up in the Fogmen Isles with our dwarves, would they have been able to set up shop before they got overrun? In that regard, I don't know. We did have some pretty heavy hitters, but also like again, it's still, I don't know, especially because where we were, we did lose 2 dwarves during the Battle of the Fishman Isles. You know, the conquering of the Fishman Isles. So, like, theoretically speaking, we could have, if we'd gone into the Fog Islands instead of the Fishman Isles, we could have probably lost a few. We could have probably lost a few. We probably would have lost more. I think we would have eventually made it, but I think we could have lost more. I'm gonna test something. This is gonna be really stupid. I'm gonna pick up this Fogman here because he's in a recovery coma, right? I'm gonna see if I can use recruitable prisoners to replace Beep with a Fogman, and I'm gonna name him. I don't know, what's a funny Fogman equivalent. What's a funny Fogman equivalent to Beep? This is Zombie Beep. That's gonna be my headcanon. So I'm gonna name him Beep. But it's Beep that turned into a Fogman. He's Zombie Beep. I need to make this happen. He's Feep. He's Feep. He's Zeep. He's Zeep. Or Eat. That's good. Yeah, so he's gonna be Zombie Beep. He's Beep that got turned into a Fogman because we lost Beep, and I find that unacceptable. I'm gonna see if I can recruit him though. He is Zeep. I love Zeep. Zeep's where it's at. So we're gonna see if we can recruit Zeep, and that'll be my headcanon is that Beep didn't get eaten. He instead got turned into a Fogman, and we just we're just running with it now. He's like the Murphy from Z Nation, if anyone knows that. He's like the Murphy. He's blue and everything. It works out. Zombie. Fishmen are literally cold-blooded killers. They're monsters compared to the Fogmen. Yeah, the Fogmen seem to be running on instinct, whereas the Fishmen are they're I wouldn't say that they're like cognitive monsters in the sense like they don't have like a civilization, but they clearly have some kind of like chain or hierarchy or communication betwixt each other, whereas the Fishmen are kind of just like monsters operating on hierarchy. They're like brain dead. So, I mean, I would say that the Fishmen are, worse, whereas the Fogmen are just kind of, like, doing, like, what they do, you know? Oh, man, I hope this works, too. I do hope this works. I hope this works. We gotta get Zeep. Zombie Beep. Wait for him to heal up. I have no idea if this is actually going to work, though. I have no idea. I do have to take the bone thing here, though, because that will be a problem. The other question is he has that head on him, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to remove the head from the inventory. That's my other question, is he going to have to keep that head on his inventory? Or is it going to just kill him? That's the other question. Dustin, how are you? The stream's going well. Things are going well. You know, we're attempting to forcibly recruit a Fogman to replace Beep. I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. There's like a chart that you can use for recruitable prisoners with dialogue that like tells you what you can and cannot do, who you can recruit, and I could pull it up. but I'd have to A, find it, and also that ruins some of the majesty, some of the mystery, the mystique, you know? So we shall see. We shall see. Oh, man. Only natural to have a Fogman replaced. Yeah, well, so the headcanon here is not going to be that Beep got eaten by the Fogman. It's that he became a Fogman, right? He was bitten, and then he I don't know, he turned into a Fogman through whatever means we want to justify. But this is me huffing down as much hopium as I can that I'm going to replace Beep with a Fogman. So he's Beep evolved. That's what he's. Yeah, he is. He is zombie. Yeah. As Eric said, he is a zombie. Which mod is the city that you're in now? Oh, this is the Dawn Guard. I'm in the Dawn Guard. That's why Dawn Guard logos and also like Dawn Guard. They're out here doing their thing. They this is East Ron actually. This is East Ron. Yeah, that's where I am. Okay. Zombies down. Talk to. Re. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pick the right kind of Re. I can talk to him, which means I can recruit him. And then there'll be another test we have to run, which is that I have to see if removing the head from his inventory once I have him, it's gonna kill him, because it might. And now we just gotta kind of wait for the option to pop back up. It's gonna be just a minute, but it's important. It's for the it's for Beep. I was recruiting some of the thralls in my last playthrough. If they can't get hit in the head, they can't die as easily, right? I would say yes if it wasn't for the fact that the skeletons are they don't get knocked out like that in that way. But I like what you're going for. Also, the idea of having an army of headless armored thralls is really funny. I wonder what the right dialogue for these guys is. Okay. Free. You want out? Spits at your feet. He spit at my fucking feet? Well, that's rude. That's rude. How are you two doing on your training? Oh, they're almost done. They're almost done with their training. Crumble John's at a 14. And Shrike is almost at a 15? Almost at a 13? What are you at? 13. Nope, Shrike has just started 13. Crumble John is almost at a 14. Okay, so they're making some solid progress. They're making some solid progress. I want to know how we do this. I might end up having to look up that chart. I did a skeleton-only run where I used the poor things as outpost laborers. I've literally done the exact same thing. I did a skeleton-only run where I used them as laborers and turret runners. Okay. You want out? Out you want? Okay, so the Fogman spits at your feet. I think I need to... Somebody look up the recruitable prisoners with dialogue tree for me. I don't want to waste time pulling it up on stream. I say waste time while I'm sitting here, but I'm sitting here waiting for this to happen. But somebody, if anyone is willing to pull up the recruitable prisoners with dialogue chart, it's like a fucking Excel sheet, and tell me how to do the Fogman drones. Just the Fogman. That would be fantastic. What's the dialogue, Eric? Let me know. Come on. Be the lad. You can do this. Just yell back. Just yell at them? Or is that for the... Are you talking about for the Shrieking Bandits? Walk to... Alright. Dot. Walk away. Nope, that ain't it. God damn it. The closest one I've got was free, but I don't think that one's gonna work. I'm thinking just reeing back at them is probably what it is. Okay. Eric, I'm following your lead on this one. We need to replace Beep. Required. We will rebuild him. We have the technology, and by the technology, I mean we're gonna induce Stockholm syndrome and convince this Fogman through unspecified methods of torture that he is in fact Beep, because Don Tony McChicken can't live without his live without his buddy. Talk to. Oh, wait, he paid me? Or I paid him? You can't do that. Wait, hey, damn Fogger just stole my money. I had 500 cats in there. What? Little bastard stole money from me. What the hell? First option, the second option. He literally just stole money from me. I don't know if I'm impressed or I don't know if I'm mad or impressed. I don't know if I'm mad or impressed, but I'm something. I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. Okay, so it's 1-2-1 then. Good to know. Good to know. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. Literally, what is he gonna do with it? He's a fucking fogman. What's he gonna do with 500 cats? So messed up. 1, 2. You just read. It's only a 10% initial chance. Well, I mean, we'll find out. I'm willing to do this. This is part of it, okay? I have plenty of time. We have plenty of time. This is gonna happen. I refuse to leave until it happens. I need to replace Beep. I literally, after he died in the last episode, I was genuinely disheartened. I was like, shit, what do I do? Because now I feel like with Beep dead, I'm like, shit, the playthrough's lost some of its magic. I need to get the magic back. He's not gonna have the funny lines, but I can at least imagine, right? I can pretend. A boy can dream. Ridiculous. All right, try again. 1, 2, no. 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 Augment is 1. Okay. Well, how are you two doing at least? Crumble John, Infinite Wing. What's your actual stat? Is it 25? Yeah, so he's got these stats. It's just his re. I don't know if I'm understanding this chart. Everyone says that it's 1-2-1. The dialogue chain is 1-2-1, which makes sense. It's all based on RNG usually. So like even if you pick the correct option, it's based on the RNG. So like for example, you can recruit Samurai and Holy Nation Paladins using the mod. And the dialogue tree is actually pretty straightforward. But even if you pick the right options, the stronger they are, the higher like rank they are, the more like the less the lower percentages that it's going to move you to the next phase of dialogue. So it's really all RNG based. Bam! We did it! We did it! Okay. All right. So now test number 2. So we've got that. We've got that. So we're gonna name him Zeep. Because he is Beep. He is just second Beep. I gotta make him small. Small boy. 85. We're gonna drop him down in height. He's gonna be a little boy. Okay. 80 is 85 too small? Is that too small? Might be too small. Neck position, we're gonna have him stand up a little bit straighter. Okay. Posh. Now this is the kicker though. I'm about to check something when this is done, and it's gonna determine whether or not this is gonna work. I need to fix his head too. His eyes are a little too wide. Eye narrowness. All right, we're gonna make him a little bit more narrow. I'm gonna take the head out of his inventory, okay? Because the Fogmen have heads on them, and I wonder if it's going to kill him. It might kill him. I don't know, but we need to check. Because I need to know for the sake of, well, of knowing. And then if I recall, Beep's horns were not that long. So good luck, buddy. Good luck. Okay, so we've got Zeep. He is Zombie Beep. We've got Zombie Beep. He's been released from prison. Here's the test. We got this horn. He didn't die. He's still alive. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. That's so exciting. All right. So no head. I mean, he has a head, but thankfully it didn't kill him. Okay, so we did it. So we've got Beep back in a way. He's back in a way. He's back. He's just Zombie Beep now. That's all. He's just Zombie Beep. What are his stats? He's actually got pretty fucking decent stats. They're better than Shrike's. They're better than Shrike's and Crumble John's for the most part. No, pretty much entirely. He's actually stronger than Shrike and Crumble John. What the fuck? Okay, that's fine. It's not bad. It's just funny is all. All right, so we're gonna give him the bone back temporarily. We're gonna pick him up because I don't want to risk him dying, and we are going to now make our way out of the fog. Hell yeah. It's so good, man. It's so good. We did it. We did it. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. We got him back. Our cinnamon bun is back. He's a little blue now, a little worse for wear, and he keeps yelling a lot. But we got him back. I like the idea of Beep getting infected, but he's just so innocent that like even through an infestation, okay, even through an infection, he just can't be anything other than the absolute goat that he is. It's so funny. He's back and better than ever, baby. We're gonna have the best time. We saved him. We saved him. That's the important thing. We saved him. That Holy Nation Outlaw is dying. Don't die. Don't die. Who's that? Is that Dawn Guard dog? Yeah, it is. All right, now we just need to get through the real tough part, which is getting out of the Fog Islands, the last leg of our journey. We just got to be careful. We should be fine. We have decent stats. Everyone's got at least a comparable attack to be able to do that. Do you ever use caravans or combat formations? I do. I do. I usually use it for cinematic stuff. Like I use it for like good footage and stuff like that. But I do use it. I'm going to be using it quite a bit on the Dwarves playthrough once we start sieging major cities. I want to really make that into a full cinematic like ordeal. Essentially, I want to like have them walking with in formation. All of our guys, they're outside the walls, and then I'm actually going to end up making separate saves for it because I was thinking about doing like cinematic battles that I can post as like separate videos for the full sieges on my dwarf playthrough. But yeah, so I do use them, but I usually use them for like cinema like recording purposes more than anything else. Okay, so there is one guy who's back here fighting. Infinite Wing Wang, do your thing. Dude. Oh, come on, man. Wing Wang, what are you doing? Oh, my lord. I guess we're gonna stick on train a bit. A little bit, it does. It does help with a few things. I tend to avoid it for gameplay, specifically because I find that even though it helps avoid them getting stuck on terrain, what it does end up doing is characters will run off on their own and start fights like on their own. And while I don't usually mind it, it makes some of the paint shop. See if we can head over there. Give us a place to stop. Yeah, just these two fogmen. Let's just kick their ass. Come on. Just kick their ass. We should be strong enough to drop two fucking fogmen now. Seriously? Wing Wang, I'm so disappointed in you, man. I'm so disappointed. We're getting our ass kicked by a single fogman. Ridiculous. Alright, Shrike, you get over here and pick up Wing Wang. We need to get over to that paint shop right away. We shouldn't have to worry about fogman patrols out here. I mean, we might run into one, but it's unlikely. Hello, yes, Kenshi is an absolute crazy game. You are absolutely correct. And that's why it's fantastic. That is why it's always fantastic. I could always try and edit the dialogue package to Give the Fogman beeps dialogue. You know, actually, I may end up doing that. I may load up this save file and see if I can insert beeps dialogue package onto Zeep. That would be really funny. I'll give it a go. I'll make 2 saves and see if I can get it working. If I can, that'd be great. Throw beeps dialogue package onto Zeep. It'd be like he never left. It'd be like he never left. I'm gonna get over to this paint shop so we can rest up. And then it looks like we're gonna go up the long way. I was originally gonna cut down through, like over through here and into the Deadlands, but I'm thinking it may be smarter for us to go up north through the Floodlands. All this work just to get the hell out of the Fogman Isles. Who is that? Nomads? Oof. Okay. I do actually want to talk to the Nomads. There is one thing that I want, that I think is important for any mob boss to have, which is that he needs a faithful hound, right? But there's a specific type of animal that I want. It is a war dog, not a bone dog, a war dog, and I don't know if he's gonna have one. They do not. Unfortunate. I don't know if a bone dog's worth getting. It's kind of expensive for what we're doing. I do have the Juggernaut mod on. I do, in fact. Get up to that paint shop. Get in here and take a nap. What we need to do. Use the beds in here to rest up. Alright, Zeep, you can get put down. Alright, so everyone pop over and rest up. Shriek, put him to bed. Old Shrike. How's Don looking? He needs a nap too. And then Crumble John will stand guard. The real question is, are some of these armors dyeable? That's the other question. We got to come up with a color scheme. What should the color scheme of our group be? I don't know if some of these armors are dyeable, but I'm going to give it a shot. I am going to give it a shot. If they are, that'd be pretty awesome. I don't know. I don't know if they'll recognize him as Hiveless. It'd be even funnier if they recognize him as a Fogman. What color scheme should we go for? That's the question. We are... I'm kind of leaning... Maybe this one, we'll try this black and gold. We'll see. It's the black and yellow. I don't know if it's going to actually do anything on some of these armors, because they're, you know, modded armors. They may not be able to be dyed. Yeah, some of these can't be dyed. Unfortunate, unfortunate. Alright, there's another mod that adds them to the factions as soldiers, made the game more hard. Yeah, no, I've been meaning to actually install that one on my dwarf playthrough specifically because I think that would really add to it to have, like, it adds them to, like, even starving bandits. Like, the occasional starving bandit is a juggernaut, and you'll go in, you'll fight, like, 20 starving bandits. You're like, okay, I've got this. It's no big deal. Like, they're easy pickings, right? And then one of them's a juggernaut, and it takes 3 people to bring him down, 4 people to bring him down. I mean, it's badass. So, I've been thinking about installing that for the dwarf run. We had a juggernaut on our dwarf playthrough, but he starved to death last run, and Red ended up replacing him as the military general for our dwarves. All right, so you're awake. I know that armor is not dyeable. Crumble John, we're gonna have you rest up as well now too. Do we have anything we need to sell? I don't think we do, but just in case. No, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. All right. Well, I guess we're just waiting then. And we are waiting. Zeep, come on, little buddy. I would agree. Unfortunately, it looks like most of these armor sets, because they are modded armor sets, are not dyeable, which is unfortunate. So we have two options in front of us. My plan was to head over to the UC, but it may be more beneficial to us, especially in the early game here, to head south and use the border zone as a training area to build up our strength before heading over there. So, you guys think we should head over to the UC now, which is going to require us to go up through, head up through lots of Ninja territory, World's End Mountain. We could head up and stop at World's End, and then head down through the sands that way, or should we head down into the border zone? That is the question. Eventually, I want to do some serious training up in Bast as well, but Bast is great for training. Great for training. Near 360 combat all the time. Okay, we're all healed up. We can move now. We're all healed up. Oh, what the hell? What is this? Ew, Holy Nation. Yeah. Yeah, go the ninja way. Yeah, I'm thinking the ninja way. Plus, it's kind of the opposite of what our dwarves playthrough was, where we started and kind of headed south. Okay, so we've got this Hiver with us. We just got to be careful. Hopefully, if they talk to anybody, they're going to talk to Don Tony McChicken here. He can do the talking. Okay, so we're going to head up north. We're going to head up north. Who's fighting who? That's the other question. Starving Bandits, Holy Nation. Is it just Starving Bandits? Sometimes, like, the Dyer's Guild will get involved and stuff like that. You know, it kind of depends on what's going on. We got to be careful. They should be relatively forgiving of the fact that we have Zeep, as long as, like, Don tells him that he's, like, a slave. All right, so we're going to head up towards them. Towards the Flotsam Ninjas, and we'll stop in and talk to the Flotsam Ninjas as well. We'll do a quick stopping over there on our way to the UC, the journey to the UC. Welcome everybody that just joined. Oh shit, bone dogs. A lot of bone dogs. Those these outcasts, starving bandits. Yeah, we're gonna use them as fodder because we're gonna try and avoid the bone dogs. Avoid the bone dogs. We should be fast enough to escape them. Yeah, hello to everybody who just joined. I'm happy to have you guys here. I see we're hovering around 30 tonight. Slower night for sure, but I'm always happy to have the occasional slow night. Makes it feel more personal. Get to interact with you guys a bit more when I don't have the chat, moving faster than I can read sometimes. Slen, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. I'm glad. I hope that you enjoy the content. How strong does your PC need to be to have your Kenshi look this good and still run smoothly? So I'm running a 3060 Ti. I have 32 gigs of DDR5 for RAM, and I'm running an i7 9700K? 9700F, sorry. So my CPU is not the best, but my graphics card is like mid-level, and my RAM is decent. And I'm also running it at 2560 by 1080, so it's ultra-wide, so it looks 2K. It looks like 2K, but it runs like 1080p. So, but I usually steadily have about 55 to 60 frames on average. I will dip in certain areas, but those are my specs. Those are my specs. Greetings from Santiago, Chile. Well, greetings from Chile indeed. Again, I hope you enjoy your stay here. If you have any questions about Kenshi, about the playthrough, or about the lore, considering that's what I do, or if anybody has any questions about the lore, do let me know. Do let me know. You can go to Bast and train at any level, though. You can train at Bast at any level, but I would not recommend it until later, especially if you're going to piss off a specific faction, because if you're there fighting cannibals, you're fine. But if you're there fighting Holy Nation or UC, one or the other, you're gonna be in for a bad fucking time. Until later levels. I mean, it's 360-degree combat nonstop against heavy armored troops with decent stats. Great way to level, but you got to be careful. You've got to be careful for sure. Have I ever visited the island of Fishmen? He says, not only have I visited it, but I'm actually running a whole separate playthrough that I'm doing on live stream as well. I'm doing a dual playthrough. So this playthrough is the new Nugget Mafia. The other live stream playthrough that I'm doing is called Kenshi Return of the Dwarves, and our entire keep Our entire keep of dwarves is based on the Fishman Isles, Garzumi Keep. Episode 4 of the Return of the Dwarves playthrough, we had a massive battle against the Fishmen, called the Battle of the Fishman Isles, that claimed the lives of 2 or 3 of our dwarves before we were able to set up shops. And all I've ever visited it, I've spent 15 episodes, or 11 episodes, building a fortress of dwarves on the Fishman Isles. What are your thoughts on a solo crossbow playthrough? I'm currently running one. It feels like feels very personal because you can't really sit back and watch during combat. I would say that so I've never done a crossbow solo playthrough. I honestly, I barely ever mess with range, like, ever. I want to get more into it. I do. I find it so much of a pain in the ass. The one time I really got into range was I was using there's a mod that adds, like, bending, like from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, like, I was using I did a Fire Nation playthrough and I did an Earth Kingdom playthrough, and that was pretty cool. But I tend to avoid range playthroughs, or range characters, because I just find it so much of a pain in the ass to deal with, between having to stock up on ammunition and also constantly getting shot in the back by my own guys. It's kind of a pain in the ass. You know what? While we're here in the floodlands, where is Burns Tower? Is, like, up here. Maybe we're gonna head up and go recruit Burn. We're already here. We might as well. I'm just gonna have to be careful to avoid the spiders, because one of these guys will completely tank my entire fucking playthrough. They'll kill all of us. We don't stand a chance. So I'm gonna have to be careful of that. But I think I'm gonna go up and try and recruit Burn on the way over. We got to establish our mafia early on, right? So we got to get our main men together, and then eventually we'll start breaking them up into a hierarchy. We'll have runners, we'll have made men, we'll have obviously our Don, our underboss. I don't know who the underboss is going to be. Zeep is the right hand of the main man, so he's technically the number 3 guy in our mafia. Our underboss is yet to be determined. I'm leaning more towards Shrike or Infinite Wingwang right now. And then we'll have made men, and then we'll have our runners and our enforcers. But currently, we need to get our early routes set up. Here we're through. Really have to micromanage crossbows for those reasons. I stick with bolts that can be made from iron. It relieves a lot of the ammo annoyances. Yeah, they just require so much micromanaging. You have to worry about placement. You have to, you don't want to, like, I don't know. It requires a lot more micromanaging than I'm accustomed to in my Kenshi fights. I really enjoy the cinematic feel of just, like, sending my guys in, and for the most part, kind of like just taking my hands off and watching the fight happen, and kind of seeing how it goes, and seeing my guys perform. I kind of lose some of the enjoyment when I have to micromanage things a ton. And we gotta be really careful, because sometimes there's spiders under the water and shit like that. So we gotta be smart about it. Gotta get over to Burns Tower. Is that it? That tower? Ruin? Watchtower? Unknown? Where is it? That one? Might be that one. Can't remember. There's like 3 towers over here. I think I know that it's to the right side. It's just been a while since I've actually come up here. Imagine going to Bass and seeing a Juggernaut cannibal. Oh yeah, no, dude, you're fucked. Oh my god. Can you imagine a cannibal chieftain spawning as a Juggernaut? Oh my god. Absolutely not. No, no, no. Flee, run. My god, no. What is attacking us? Ew, there's a skeleton attacking us, and he's got great fucking stats, and he's beating my ass. I had no idea. Okay, all of you guys haul ass. Don Tony McChicken, this might be the end of you, which would really be unfortunate, but it happens. We're going to be transporting hashish, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I didn't even realize this guy was here, or else I would have been better prepared for this. I didn't see him come in. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Is there anybody that we can sacrifice? Is to keep Don alive. We can have one person grab Don and the other one run off. Crumble John is... what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We just got Zeep. We can't sacrifice Zeep. Although he's got a fucked up arm, I think. Yeah, he's got a fucked up arm. He got messed up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, well, Don, you're gonna... Fuck, he's in such bad shape. Maybe he'll just get knocked out. Maybe he'll just get... I can't sacrifice Zeep. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not after all we went through to get him. I can't do it. I can't save Scum. It violates the... it's a violation of the law. The law of my playthrough. Here's what we're going to do. Don's down. You guys need to haul ass. As fast as you can. As fast as you can. Oh my god. Okay, so Don's down. He's unconscious, but he's not dead. The only thing that actually took serious damage was his right leg, which does suck, but it's already gone. So, like, it should be fine. If the Don falls, a new one rises. This may end up being the rise of Don Zeep, which will honestly be literally hilarious because he's a Fogman. But we'll see what happens. Who is this skeleton going after? That's the real question. Who's he going after? Zeep, you need to get out of the fucking water. What are you doing? Get out of the water, you fool! Oh my god. Oh my god. Don, did you get up? No. No, he's crippled. Alright, you guys come over here. Dawn of a new Don, literally. Don may actually survive this, though. He's messed up, but he may survive this. We just gotta be careful. Park? Is he just a normal skeleton? Is he a bad skeleton? No, I think he's just a wandering skeleton. That's cool. That's cool. He's not broken. Cool. The one that just beat my ass was broken. That's why he beat my ass. I didn't even see him coming either. Where is he now? The other question. Where did he go? I don't know, this may be the time. Okay, so Don Tony McChicken is able to move sort of again. Have him repair his leg. He might be able to at least get him to the point where he can stand up. And then when we get to Burns Tower, we can rest up there. If I can get him to at least the point that he can stand up, that'd be great. Alright, so he's up. He's moving. He's not up and moving well, but he's moving. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. 37 people. I see we're picking up time. It's weird. I've noticed recently that I might... Yeah, I think sending Wing Wang over to Burn is probably a good idea. I think I'm going to send everybody over there, and I'm going to have them walk with Don. Wait, you don't know what you're doing? Who said that? I'm sorry, what? He can talk? Okay. Right. Anyway, I'm just shocked he can talk. Okay, so I'm going to send everybody over this way. We just got to be extra careful because apparently there are... I thought I only had to worry about the spiders. I completely forgot about the wandering skeletons that are, you know, have stats in the 50s. They'll beat my ass, apparently. Yeah, Zeep regained sentience. He is, he's very unique. He's very unique. We're going to have to get to Burns Tower. It's right over there. You can see it. We'll get there. We'll rest up, and then we'll head over to the Flotsam Ninjas. Talking zombie. Hey, he's not just a zombie. He's Beep. Sort of. He's my hopium. My Hopi homium. He's Beep adjacent, okay? We lost Beep in the last episode, but my soul couldn't live with it. I couldn't do it. So we, you know, we did the best thing that we could in the spirit of non-safe scumming, which is that I kidnapped a Fogman and I gave him Stockholm Syndrome into thinking that he was beat. And maybe after the stream ends tonight, I'm going to play with the dialogue packages to see if I can give him Beep's dialogue package. Understandable. It is understandable. Is there a skeleton moving around here? I thought I saw some movement. I feel like I'm in the jungles of Nam now. I keep seeing like little micro movements on the screen. I'm like, is that a fucking skeleton? Is that a skeleton? Zeep is a stud and he can talk. That's right. That's right. He's an absolute unit. He's a lad. An absolute unit. Alright, so Burns right here. Very good, very good. Don's moving. His leg is slowly repairing. So that's good. Progress is being made towards that end, I suppose. Oh, you motherfucker. You son of a bitch. They're patrolling right in the walkway of where I'm going. Naturally. Ridiculous. And they're, ah, my God, of course they would. This is so ridiculous. Every time. Okay. Wing Wang's gonna go try and grab the Don before they see him. Scene. Go, 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 go. How would you explain the Fogman going back to normal in a friendly way? Well, I guess one of the issues that I would have to consider is the fact that I think the Fogmen are genetically degraded hivers that were basically created by cannibalizing people and using like bodies, the mushed up slush in the same way that King does, to eat and messed up body parts and stuff like that as biomass to fuel the incubation process, but it was done in an incubator that either is connected to a dead queen or has been removed from the queen. And so it has no like template to stabilize it. So they're genetically unstable hivers. So in terms of rationalizing it, I don't know, maybe like this one's DNA was less unstable than the others. Can Don use this? Maybe, possibly. Is there gonna be power here? Use this to repair his leg. Deep got that green goblin gas. Blue this time. I like to think of him as the Murphy from Z Nation. I know I brought that up earlier, but I like to think of him as the Murphy from Z Nation. So he just, oh yes, it works. He's just built different, man. He's just built different. He's got that natural immunity for some reason. Yeah, he just has genetic lottery. That's what it is. My guy, he was born, and all the other Fogmen were like, yeah, re, and he was like, re, you know, and it just kind of it went from there, you know. They're all screaming and yelling and beating on the walls and slapping their head against the walls, and he had a monocle and a top hat, and he was like, we all say re, but the real question is who? All right, let's grab Burn. We'll have Zeep grab Burn. How did you know? So you're an adventurer too. Tell me more about human evolution. Wow. Dang old Reman. Pretty deep for a man with a metal brain. Take one last adventure with me. I have company of fellow adventurers. I suppose it shouldn't be too much to handle. I always enjoy studying hive. I always enjoyed the study of hive companionship. Ironic that he'd say that to Zeep. Hell yeah. Also, they all have custom face models because I have a thing that makes like many of the recruits have unique faces and stuff. So I mean, look at this man. What a lad. All right, so Burn is here. All right, so I think we've got our like intro gang. So this, I think the most that I think I'm going to grab beyond these guys is I might grab like Ruka later on. What are we doing for power here? Is this a power thing? Is that why we're slowing down? No, we should be generating a shit ton of power, or at least enough to get this running. So Don's healing, but he's not healing at full capacity. He's healing pretty slow, but okay. So yeah, we might grab Ruka, but I think if I grab anybody else, it's gonna be just Ruka for now. And then I think our focus now is gonna be, oh hello, take that, take that, take that. Not gonna use it, but I want it. What are you using? Long cleaver, nice, nice. You got that long cleaver. Large basket, Shrike. Search the basket. Repair, nice. Motor, I don't need that. At this point, I'm just checking to see if there's anything else here that we can use that we want to bring with us. There shouldn't be much. I'm going to have to make a small stop at... Nice, grab one of those. There is a... well, I think we already passed it. Yeah, the Lone Shack, that requires to go backwards. Never mind, we're going to go ahead straight for the Flotsam Ninja. I was going to stop at the Lone Shack and rest up there before we headed out, but we're so close, we might as well just head to the Flotsam Ninja. I don't see any reason to stop. I just got to get Don's leg healed up enough that he can actually move. We can worry about Zeep's arm once we get there. And then eventually I'm going to be chopping the limbs off of literally everybody in this party anyway with amputation tables, excluding Burn because he's a skeleton. So it's going to be, you know, we're going to work on that eventually anyway. So good stuff. Good stuff. Shrike, you're going to give Zeep here that, that horse chopper. Does Zeep have stats for... Oh, yeah, dude, he's good in almost everything. Best in katanas, which is katanas and blunt. Blunt makes sense, but katanas is a weird one. Would not have seen that coming. But anyway, he's going to use a horse chopper for right now. At least until we can get some better armor. Don's leg doing. Almost there. We're almost there. Almost there. Well, we're waiting for everything to finish up. I'm going to take a minute to... let you guys know that I do have an official Discord for my channel members. If anyone's interested, the channel membership here is only $3 a month. And with the getting a channel membership, you get access to my channel Discord, which has not just me, but several other YouTubers in it, like Muffin Top. Frankie was here, is in there, Paydystrophia. So it's a great place to communicate with some of us as well. You get a shout out at the beginning of all of my long form videos, exclusive polls, sneak peeks. I do giveaways in the chat as well, in the Discord as well. So, and you get a badge in chat that indicates that you are a channel member, and I name some of my characters after you in my live streams. So that's something that interests you. It's only $3 a month, $2.99. It's $2.99 a month, and I think it's a pretty solid deal in terms of like how much you're paying, what you're getting. So only $3, but. I appreciate it. And if you're here on you have a temporary membership, like if you've been in the chat and someone's given you, gifted a membership. Oh shit, get back in there. Get back in there. No, get back in there. No. Ooh. That was close. That was close. If you're here on a temporary membership, you can still get access to the Discord. You'll have access to the Discord as long as your membership is active. So, something to consider. That was close. That was real fucking close. Wait for those mans to go away. We got to go straight over this way, which is a dangerous move. Dangerous move. Yeah, Dustin's been in the Discord for a while now. So is Colin. I launched it just a couple weeks ago. Not that long. But we do, like I said, we do exclusive content in there. I do sneak peeks of my videos, exclusive polls to help decide like the future of the channel, things that we're doing, moves that we're making. And again, it's also just a cool way to communicate with some other Kenshi content creators. Frankie was here is in there, Muffin Tops is in there, Paydystrophia is in there. Yeah. And obviously I am in there. Okay, so we are almost out of here. I got to be careful. I don't want to go too far. Yeah, so we went north. So I need to head over this way. I don't want to go too far north. That's not the goal. Away from the spiders. Stay away from the spiders. Who's attacking the spiders now? Oh. Oh, wait a minute. He's going to die. And that may be pretty awesome. Hold on. Just hang tight. We're hanging tight. That dude's definitely gonna die, but it may benefit us in the end. But we're gonna stay over here. We're gonna stay on passive, and we're gonna stay on hold. For him to drop. He did. Did he drop that skeleton, or did that skeleton disappear? No, that skeleton's still fighting. I do give him props for surviving as long as he has. He's trying. I want to loot his body though. How are these guys doing? I mean, he's actually fighting pretty well. We would stand out shit. Oh yeah, dude, he's got stats in the 90s. That's in the 90s. He's probably got some great gear on him. He's got a pole arm, which is cool. And I'm pretty sure that's a dwarven pole arm. Don't quote me on that. That might be a dwarven pole arm. I'm going to steal that from his body. What are you doing? No, you're not. You piece of shit. Why are you attacking me? I'm way over here. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. I don't know why they always attack me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I just want to go raid that guy's body. That's all I want. That's all I want. I just want to loot his body. Is that too hard? Is that too much to ask for? Am I asking for too much? Probably. Where is his body? There it is. Bobby! I'm not going to be able to because of where he's dead at, isn't it? Damn it. Why can it never be simple? I just want to loot this guy's body, but I can't because he is underneath this like piece of metal here. This fucking okay, it's fine. These spiders are staying put anyway. We're going to have to go the stupid way around. Oh my god. Am I going to have to cut through? So this spider is blocking the way. These two spiders are blocking the way that I have to go in order to like get over to the Flotsam Ninjas, right? I have to go this way to get to the Flotsam Ninjas. And it's going to make me go up through Cannibal Plains territory because these goddamn spiders are blocking my way. Cosmic, how are you? It's been a while. I feel like I missed you the last one, stream or two. I feel like I missed you. How are you, good sir? How are you? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Whatever. I guess we're going up through the Cannibal Plains. This was not part of the plan, but none of this has been part of the plan. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. 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 No. Oh my god. They're everywhere. We can't get away from them. Is this water irradiated? Are we gonna burn to death? No. All right. Let's go. I guess. Wait. We did. We just recruited Burn into the Mafia. Oh my god, this is terrible. Cosmic, I want you to know that the Discord is up and running, my friend. You were asking about it. The Discord is up and running. Where's his body at? Okay, so they're doing robotics. We got to plan this very, very carefully. So we got two spiders headed over this way. Okay, that's bad. We got two spiders headed over this way towards us. That's bad. We've got two spiders right here and a skeleton. That's also bad. We need to go over this way. Come on. Who's going to get hit? Infinite Wing Wang's got decent stats. Crumble John's got... Of everybody here, I think the one that we can afford to lose the most is probably Crumble John, which sucks. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I think everyone's got a haul ass, and I think that if we can afford to lose anyone, it's going to be Crumble John. Crumble John's going to have to stay and take one for the team. Everyone else has to haul ass. Zeep, why do you always go in the water? That's a good skeleton. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That's a good skeleton. Right, go on block. That skeleton may actually save our fucking bacon. Zeep loves the water. He's an aquatic man. Hell yeah. All right, Crumble John, what are you up to? What are the stats on this skeleton? Okay, so he's... Okay, so this is stream. Saved by the stream. Who would have thunk? A gift from the gods. This is... Yeah, that's super ironic. That's funny. All right, so he's going to beat his ass. That's good. Yeah, he's done. He's gonna cook him. That's cool. Not only is it streamer luck, so what is it on the dwarf playthrough? We have a character that that was Lord Stream that died last playthrough, and so it's ironic that we just got saved in another playthrough by a character that's named Stream. That's interesting, to say the least. Literally, south is the default direction in Kenshi. All right, we're going to head over here, get to the center here. I think we're... Fingers crossed. I think we're out of immediate danger. At least thus far. We got saved by that skeleton last minute. We're going to get over here and recuperate a bit. Oh, no, we're okay. We're okay. What is that? Oh, thank God. It's just another skeleton. That's a good skeleton. What's his name? Is it Luck? Luke. Okay. I was going to say, if it was Luck, that's funny. Also, really funny. Ridiculous. All right. We're headed towards the Flotsam Ninjas. They got a little outpost up here that we're going to stop at first. We're not going to stay there long, though, because they will... they're going to get attacked by cannibals eventually. That little outpost of theirs gets overrun by cannibals in every playthrough eventually. Especially this one when I have the fucking NPC squad size turned up so damn high. Oh, shit. You see that? That's danger. That's bad. We got to be careful about that. Gotta watch that. Come out of nowhere. An overhead view so I can see if they're coming. Terrible. Terrible stuff. Yeah, Burn was just walking on the bottom of the river. Funny. Almost there. Any second now. Get out of the water, out of the water. Okay. Perfect. So we're on land now. Now we're going to head over to the outpost on the end, what is it, on the ridge of the Cannibal Plains. Is it a dangerous move? Absolutely. I'm going to save it. Because not saving is also a dangerous move. All right. So now, I don't think we have to worry about skeleton spiders, which is good because skeleton spiders are one of the worst things to have to worry about. To be honest, they're fucking terrifying. Instead, now we have to worry about cannibals, which is admittedly not quite as scary, but it's a different kind of threat. It's a different kind of. Yeah. Could use some supplies. We only keep essentials, but maybe we can sort something out for you. Take a look. Fantastic. Okay. Do we have anything I can sell? They don't really have much money. I'll sell that. Fantastic. Sensational. I'll sell you a bone. You want a femur? I have a femur. See if I can talk to him. Okay. I'm an adventurer. I don't want any trouble. I'm a doctor. I can help tend to wounded. Plenty of first aiders here, whether you're good stock about Phoenix, swear to God, what you really want and what you are. I swear on Okran, on Phoenix's life. Okay, I'll be watching you closely. Got it. Loud and clear. Perfect. Okay. Can we stop in here? Are we able to? Yeah, okay, so we can stop in here. Perfect. Ow, bitch. There we go. All right, we can heal up. Heal up. Recruited Fogman AI packages doesn't allow them to path the same as other characters. They literally go to the shortest path regardless of water or roads. Good to know. That means that Beep is going to be a really good runner when I'm doing drug runs later to sell hashish. All you've just told me is that when I replace his legs with speed legs, and I need someone to go from my grow room to the cities where I'm going to be selling drugs and selling food in our restaurant chain. All you've told me is that Beep is going to be the one doing Zeep is going to be the one doing the traveling. Heal up. Anybody else? Yeah, Crumble John needs to heal up for sure. But I don't think we're going to be able to do that right now. One person at a time, it seems. We're going to want to have good relations with the Flotsam Ninjas. I think they're going to be beneficial for us. Beep is always the best runner. Yeah, I think in certain playthroughs, I've gotten his speed up to like 45 miles an hour. I mean, I've had him fucking zooming before. Zooming. So, yeah, it just means that Zeep is going to be our runner because he's going to take the shortest route every time. He's going to just gun it right for the target, right for wherever he's going. Can I just say Shriek is a badass? Look at Shrike. Look at her. She looks terrifying. That's horrifying. She looks like a unit. Absolute unit. Yeah. I think after I'm done with... Whenever I end up finishing up either this playthrough or the Dwarf playthrough, I think the one that I do after that is going to be a Hive playthrough. And I think I'm also going to end up doing a solo playthrough at some point, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. We are going to need food soon, that's for sure. Dispish can trade. Does she have any food? We could use some supplies. Any food? Yeah, you got a little bit of food. That's good. Take that. We're going to take that. Cool. And I'm going to take the bed, too. Oh, yeah. Wang, you're good. Zeep, heal up that arm, finally. And Burns burn. He's fine. He doesn't need help. All right, we're making progress. Yeah, I think 45 is the highest number I've ever hit for speed. 45, 46, somewhere in there. It was on... a playthrough I did several years ago. I had replaced both of Beep's legs with a modded type of leg that they were like legs, but they had wheels on the bottom. So when he was running, it was almost looking like he was skating on the ground, and it was really cool. But yeah, they upped your speed like a ton, and so Beep was just ludicrously fast. Perfect. And then Shrike. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. We are ready to make our final trek from here to the Flotsam Ninjas base of operations. We are ready for the final trek. I've done solo playthroughs before. They can be difficult, but if you do them right, they're not that bad. The hardest part is getting to the late game. Once you get late game, and also not overestimating yourself. One of the problems I'm going to have is I have so many combat slots activated because I have 5 combat slots. And if I did a solo run, the other problem is that I have squad sizes up to be so huge that like every squad I'd be fighting it'd be 1 on like 20, 1 on 30, you know. So that would get pretty tough. But Hive playthrough would be pretty fire. I was thinking about doing a playthrough at some point of like a what are these Cannibal Hunters? Okay, I was thinking about doing a Hive playthrough of like a with like a Hive King. So like I was gonna take a Hive, either a Hive Prince or a Hive Soldier, and I was gonna make them really, really big, really, really beefed out, make their faces look a bit unique, maybe bend them a little bit. One of the things I like to do is I like to take the Hive or Princes and extend their neck all the way up, and then make their heads a little small so they look like Kaminoans from fucking Star Wars. Make them super, super tall, and extend their necks up and everything. They look like Kaminoans. It's really, really cool, especially if you did a Fogman. And it makes them look more unique. You could do a make them do like a unique variant of Hive. All right, so there's the village. Okay, so we're gonna stop in here. Get some equipment for Zeep. He's gonna need some equipment for sure. And then we're gonna start heading towards United Cities. And then we are heading towards the United Cities. Who do we got to talk to around here? Someone should come and yell at us here in a second. Unless we don't have to get yelled at because we already talked to the Flotsam Ninjas over there. We might not have to get yelled at. That's cool. All right, let's pop in here and see what they've got. Zeep, you two. All right. I wonder if they're gonna have an issue with Zeep being a skeleton. I mean, with Burn being a skeleton. They might. We may have to get the hell out of Dodge first, because these guys are devout followers of Okra, and they just don't subscribe to. They don't subscribe to. So a lot of people think that the Flotsam Ninjas are anti-Holy Nation. They're not. They follow Okranism. They follow the Holy Nation. They don't subscribe to the 62nd Lord Phoenix because he's incredibly oppressive compared to previous Phoenixes. That's why they're a newer problem, because the current Phoenix is far more oppressive and like hostile to his own people than previous Phoenixes were. So Zeep has decent katana stats. I may give him like a kunai. That'd be pretty tits. Have him just run around with like a single kunai. That'd be pretty cool. Small weapon without extra reach. It's allowed to stab through minor gaps. It's got decent. It's got 90 armor pen. That's really fucking good. Really fucking good. And the blood loss is good. That's good. That's solid. We'll give him a kunai. Yeah. It's a solid number. I don't have enough for the really, really good one, but I can at least get him a halfway decent one. Anybody else have anything to sell that maybe I could use to... Oh, yeah, look at that. Foam ski. Okay, we can afford the really good one. We can afford the really good one. All right, so we're going to give him a kunai. I think that'd be fun. It's based as a katana, but like it kind of fits. Like he's a small guy. He's got this little knife, but he's gonna be a unit with that knife. Gonna be good with it. And we're gonna give him some pants. He needs some pants. He's got no pants right now, and frankly, he needs some pants. My guy needs some pantaloons. Don't come near me, hideous beast. Well, that's fucking rude. That's rude. All right, so we're here. We're already rested up. We've got food. Rumble John, are you not sharing? There at all. Drop that in the bag so everyone can eat some. There we go. All right. We've gotten food. We're all set on that in that regard. Power station. I think at this point the best thing to do is to head out and head up to World's End. Next stop on our journey to the UC, World's End. This has been quite the journey, leading the Fogman Isles. Zeep has pants now, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. What are you doing? Now the concern with heading up to I'm glad that I don't. There's a mod that adds ogre beak things, right? So they're a variant of beak things that have wings. They don't fly because obviously Kenshi doesn't allow for flight. But it's in Genesis mod. I remember I had to deal with it one time because they have it in Kenshi Genesis. It's the same mod that adds like the pack beasts, like the really fucking big ones. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that I don't have that on because they spawn right here. They spawn right here. And that'd be terrible. I've considered grabbing it a few times because I think the pack beasts are really, really cool. They're huge. But I'm glad at this current moment that I don't because, again, that would be terrible. Oh, yeah, so here's the infamous line. Can you reset or something when you get too depressed? And then, yeah, but we reset all of our skills too. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, Genesis changed way too many things for me too. I liked it originally. I really like, and that's how you end up with legends like Catlon. See, because Catlon refused to reset because he'd lose his skills. Yeah, I liked Genesis for a really long time, and I used it for a really long time. In fact, if you look at earlier videos that I did, um, like a lot of my earlier videos in the footage, you can see that I am actually using, I'm using Genesis for the footage. Because I liked the way it overhauled cities, and it made the cities look really, really good. The problem that I ended up running into was that as they kept making changes, I started to like what they were doing less and less. I liked a lot of the changes less and less, and eventually I just became a little. It was just too much. They went too far. They went too far. I think it's good for some people. It's just not for me. The one thing I do miss about it is the siege mechanic that was introduced with like how that works, where you could, if you're siding with a faction, you can like be like, hey, Asada, we caught the Big Master. We're gonna go and we're gonna attack Stack now, and then you guys go to Stack, and there's just tons of units there, and it's like this massive army outside fighting. And it feels like the Battle of Pelennor Fields. It's really cool. So I did like that. But everything else the problem that I had with it was that in the end there was too much variety where some stuff fit really, really well and other things became kind of cartoony in my opinion. Like some things just didn't fit in Kenshi visually, right? Like it was too much. There was like some like I don't know, there was just things that I felt like didn't fit aesthetically, they just didn't work for me. Did not work for me. All right, is there anything here? Not that I have any fucking money, but I'm curious if there's anything here that I want to grab. Excuse me. But I don't think that there is. I don't think there is. No. I didn't know if I still had the Mountain Ronin still on. I do not. I do not. All right, cool. Well, that's fine. All right, so we're up at World's End. Is there anything we want to do while we're here? Probably check out the bar, see if there's any unique recruits there that we can grab, that we want to grab. Sometimes they spawn. I think horse spawns here. Those Oakernite women, dream forget them right. Me, I met a beautiful woman, wife of free. She was long hair, sweetest smile. What are you babbling about, man? Gotta calm down, man. Gotta calm down. Blacktooth. Oh, they're tech hunters, right? Well, here. There's another bar, though, isn't there? There's 3 bars. My God, there's 4 bars. My God, how many bars do people need? How many bars do you people need? I'm glad we didn't have to sacrifice you, Crumble John. I was ready to. I had made peace with the fact that you were not getting out of this. I was so ready. I was like the only one that I think I can afford to sacrifice is is Crumble John. I'm truly shocked that we ended up being able to get out of that without having to put him down. He's the only one that I was like, I don't care if he's gone. Not that I don't care if he's gone. I don't want to lose him. But if he did, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We already lost Beat. We can survive that. We can do anything. Although we got Beat back. You know, kind of a mixed bag on that. Not seeing any of the unique recruits around here. There is one here. I do know. I'm pretty sure there is one here. Gotta find him. Gotta be smart about it. Mercenary Heavy. At him? Is that who it was? Or dude over here? No, that's the Leviathan Slayer. Those check right. Okay. Still not seeing any of the unique recruits. I know there's a unique recruit around here. There's one, unless maybe he just doesn't spawn here all the time. But I'm not seeing him. Could be wrong. I mean, clearly I'm wrong. Yeah. I guess I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong. Okay, well, that's fine. Shinobi Thieves, maybe? Where are they at? Not up here? No? God, this place sucks. They don't have anything. What a view. Let me just take a minute to appreciate the view. Hold on, let me just... Look at that view. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. Look at that. Even though that desert's crawling with Holy Nation Paladins, it's a beautiful view. Kenshi's a gorgeous game. Beautiful stuff. Even go to the other side. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. So now we gotta continue our journey. So we've gone to World's End. And now we're gonna head over this way. I believe I was looking for Hob, yeah. I didn't see him. Did I miss him? He's the one that lies all the time, right? I'm really bad with the recruits. I gotta dig more into the NPCs. I got the history of Kenshi down. The NPCs are a bit of a mixed bag for me. No. Deal with that right now. Did I miss him? Grease Pot, Cow, Black Tooth. Who's got a bounty with UC? Slip. A lot of these tech hunters have bounties with the UC, which I find interesting. She'll break your balls. She might. She just might. Travel and repairs. Well, Burn, how are you doing? Did you take any damage? Oh, he's good. He's good. My guy's good. Or battery station, small shack. Most likely spawns at World End. If not, way stations or the hub. Has a chance not to meet spawn requirements though. Okay, so it's not just me. I was gonna say I could have swore that I've picked him up here a couple of times. But I know that I've also picked him up in a couple of other spots too before. But I've usually always pick him up here. I have picked him up elsewhere though. I guess maybe he's just not here right now. Most unfortunate, but that's okay. All right, we're off to continue our journey. We are off to continue our journey. Zeep is equipped. He's better for indoor fighting, but that's fine because Zeep is going to be running. He's going to be doing our silent runs later. We're going to train him up as a proper assassin. We were training Beep, but, well, you know, things happened. But that's fine. So we're going to train Zeep up as our assassin. He's going to be our silent enforcer. He's probably going to be doing most of the breaking and entry, too. We're going to give him stealth legs. We'll give him runner legs and thieves' arms is what we'll do. Going to have his trusty kunai. So Frankie, I don't know if you were here for the first episode of this particular series. Beep died in the first episode. He was eaten by Fogman, and so I was heartbroken by it. And so this episode, we decided to pull the Z Nation And even though Beep is technically dead, we're gonna headcanon it that he instead became infected and Beep became Zeep. Beep became Zeep. I forcibly recruited a dead hive, and Beep is Zeep. And I'm actually after the stream, I'm gonna pop into the Forgotten Construction set, and I'm gonna see if I can give Zeep his Beep's dialogue package because I was so heartbroken at Beep being eaten. So Beep just he got an upgrade, is what it was. He simply got an upgrade, is all it was. He became evolved. Also, nice to see you, Frankie. Glad to see you here, my friend. Glad to see you here. All right. Into the valley. Don't weep. Beep is now Zeep. Exactly. Exactly. No weeping. No weeping for beeping. Beeping is now Zeeping. Word has it the flame's been burning for 5,000 years. Yeah, no. No. That's a lie. Another lie. Probably. Technically, upwards of anywhere between 1 to 5,000 years is stated in the lore, but it's more likely that it's closer to like 1 to 1,500. I really don't think, because there's been 62 phoenixes, and even if you take into account my theory that the first phoenix was a skeleton, which I can dive into more, but even if you take into account my theory that the first phoenix was a skeleton, 62 phoenixes. I've seen people do the math. That's one of the reasons they've used to justify it. They've done the math and like, 62 phoenixes. That should be, a couple hundred or a couple thousand years. That doesn't make any sense. That it would just be 1,000 years. But like, look at ancient Rome for Christ's sakes. There was a period of time. I don't remember the exact period off the top of my head, but there was like a 400 or 500 year period where they went through like 60 or 70 rulers. I mean, it was a big deal. I can pull up the exact numbers on it, but like it was a big amount, right? And that's in a society where you're not dealing with the consistency of death that is on Kenshi, especially with the Holy Nation where they don't have great medicine and all that stuff. But yeah, each year is 100 days in game, so maybe that's why. That's the other thing too. 100 days in game could possibly indicate why it's been so long. Like their calendar is different, and that could do it as well. I think it's a combination of the two. I think that people tend to overstate how long the phoenixes tend to live. Like, I think many phoenixes die young, and some live to be old. The other thing to consider too is that the clergy raises the phoenixes from a very young age, like from birth, basically. I'm not basically from birth, right? And the clergy they're the ones that are really in control, the priesthood, and they raise and they indoctrinate the phoenix into their beliefs and to rule the way that they want them to rule and to do all that stuff. And if you have a phoenix, hypothetically speaking, that maybe is a little bit more pragmatic and maybe is questioning some of the doctrines, the scripture of the Holy Nation that has been rewritten and altered repeatedly throughout history to more encompass their xenophobic beliefs. Now, this is the tough part. We got to get through the fucking skimmers. That's more encompassing of their xenophobic beliefs and their all that stuff. If you have a phoenix that maybe is inherently a little bit more curious and less volatile, who's to say that the priesthood isn't gonna do away with them and try again with the next one? And that's why, like, the current phoenix, he was particularly brutal, and he's been indoctrinated pretty fucking aggressively, and that's why he is the way that he is. But again, who's to say that some phoenixes were maybe tried to be a little bit more progressive or pragmatic, and who's to say that the priesthood didn't kill them young or arrange for their death young? It wouldn't be the first time, especially when you consider the time period and the culture that the Holy Nation is based after. It's not exactly unheard of for that kind of thing to occur. So, something to consider that there's that. But people tend to overstate the age of the average Phoenix, and they try to use that as like a justification to be like, they've been around for thousands of years because that's the only way there could be 62 of them. And I'm like, probably not. There are real world examples of civilizations that have had 50 plus rulers in half of the amount of time that has elapsed since the fall of the Second Empire. So, who's to say that the same hasn't occurred for the Phoenixes? And it's not like those were electoral leaders either. Some of them were birthright. Some of them were like revolutionaries elected in. Like it's not like I'm not gonna like try to compare it to like our own to like the U.S. presidency system where like there's term limits. That's not a fair comparison. That's not a fair comparison. But when you look at it from like a hereditary, like you inherit the throne and then you have the throne until you die. Even there are still examples in real world history where there have been civilizations that functioned that exact same way that have had more leaders in a shorter period of time than has elapsed on Kenshi. So 62 is not an unreasonable number in the slightest. I think that there are arguments to be made for the age of the Holy Nation. That one in particular is weak. It's very weak. That one is weak. Save it, just in case. Itch my head. Yeah, even now some countries have leaders that last like weeks. Just weeks. They don't last very long. So I think that of all the arguments about the age of the Holy Nation, that one in particular is a very weak argument. Especially again, if you subscribe to my theory that I have not really doled out publicly yet. I'm actually working on the script for it right now, but about how I think the original Phoenix was a skeleton. And I think that the idea of reincarnation that the Holy Nation believes in is actually whether it be accidental due to their own ignorance or a deliberate alteration of history, a misrepresentation of the skeleton resets, where the skeleton resets and effectively becomes a new infantile person because they lose all of their skills, and slowly that as they wanted to remove the skeleton aspects from the cult that they started as, they changed Stobe to Okran, and they changed the Phoenix from a skeleton that was resetting to a human that was being reborn into a new the body of an infant. And it kind of lines up with how they say that like, the Phoenix is reborn but has all the memories of the previous Phoenix and is the voice of Okran and all that stuff. And the skeletons, when they reset, they lose their skills, they become an infant in a way. They're like a different person because their personality is different, their skills are different, but they maintain the same memories. I just think it was a deliberate alteration, just like Stobe. And then as they remove the aspects of the skeletons from their doctrine and their dogma, they change it to a human that reincarnates instead. That's my theory. My game theory. Thanks for watching. All right, we're going to head over here. Yeah, I'm going to make a full video about it at some point. Bitch, can we outrun him? I think we can outrun him. Can we outrun all of them? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Run. No! Shit. Don can actually run faster than any of them. So he should be fine. The real question is, can we get out of here and heal Zeep? Get away from them and heal Zeep. We gotta do this before he hits -50. Before he hits -50. Dang, Phoenix distracting us, yeah. First aid. Get the bleeding to stop. Alright, everybody haul ass. many skimmers are chasing us? Is it just the one? Can we take just the one? I think we can, actually, because Infinite Wing Wang's weapon does more damage to animals. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I think it'll be a tough fight. We'll take some damage, but I think we can take the one. There's like fucking 5. There's like 5 of us. Because, you know, Zeep is... Zeep's unconscious right now. But that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you get. Ridiculous. Yeah, the Phoenix was, what is it? He heard that we were unveiling the truth behind his lies and tried to silence us with skimmers. That's what it was. Laura, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Frankie pops into my streams. I pop into Frankie's streams sometimes, although I haven't been speaking in them. I should probably end up commenting in the chat more, but I do pop into Frankie's streams sometimes. I watch Paydos a lot too. Frankie is the man to go to if you need to know about how the game works logistically speaking. Man's got it unlocked. You want to know about how stats work? You want to know about how the numbers work? That's your guy. That's the guy. You want to know about why Crumble John's back got thrown out? That's probably more my territory. Yeah, I'm a lurker on Twitch. I try to comment more because it's like good for engagement and stuff like that. And I've been trying to get better at it with like Paydo and stuff recently because I'm really trying to help other Kenshi channels grow. That's like part of my mission for this year. But I need to start commenting more. But I tend to lurk. I'm a lurker. Bad habit. All right, we need to repair our good buddy Zeep. Thank God for the Shinobi Thieves. Thank God for the Shinobi Thieves. There really is no reason to ever not like join the Shinobi Thieves, I feel like, other than roleplay reasons, because like they're just so fucking useful. The number of times that I've almost been getting my shit rocked in a city and the Shinobi Thieves jump in and save my bacon and like we'll end up turning on the city is crazy. My game is pretty modded out in terms of graphic. Well, so graphically, my game is not modded too much. I have a reshade, but what it really is just I have like really hold on, I'll pull it up for you. I just have like my stuff is set to pretty high, maximum texture quality, chug size, terrain. You know, I have render distance all the way up, all that stuff, and then I have the SSAO. Mod in conjunction with a reshade that adds like bloom and better lighting and stuff. So that's all that is. Yeah, the dark UI in conjunction with my reshade gives it that rusted look, that nice rust. At least I'm pretty sure it's my reshade, because I've seen dark UI before and mine looks different, and I'm not totally sure why, and I'm pretty sure it's my reshade. But I could be wrong. Who fucking knows? I only know what I'm talking about like 15% of the time. What is it? There's reshade I use is called Suki V2 reshade. Unfortunately, it is not available anymore. The mod author took it down quite some time ago, so it is not available for public download. I've had people ask me before if I will like upload like upload the reshade myself for people. I won't, because it's not mine to re-upload. Like, he took it down for a reason. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to end up making my own reshade and uploading that. In addition to that, if you're looking for something to use as an alternative to Suki's, I recommend, I think it's Reno's reshade. It's one of the better ones. It's pretty fucking close. It's not quite there, but it's pretty close. So that would be my recommendation. Kodu, yeah, Kodu's pretty good too. Pretty good too. There's a couple that do different things. There's one that like adds the outline that kind of makes everything look like Borderlands, in my opinion. That I think is pretty unique, pretty cool. I personally don't like that one because it makes Kenshi look a little bit more cartoony than I like. I like mine to have this like sharp, realistic look with like really nice gritty textures. You know, but there's that. Plus, I have to have my shit set up to really high for Not just for footage purposes, but also for lore purposes, because, yeah, Dark UI retexture is what the rust is from. That's right. I also have to have it set up high for lore purposes, because some of the textures actually are important to the lore. For example, in the Sten Desert, what a lot of people don't realize is that most of the mounds and stuff that you're walking on are not actually like rubble or rocks or debris. It's actually rebar. Chunks of concrete and rebar. The entirety of the Sten Desert is basically a dumping ground for rebar and concrete. But you can only really tell. You can tell a little bit if you have it set to high, but if you have your texture set to maximum, you can tell. And so sometimes I have to have the textures set up to super high for purposes of like discovering lore when I'm researching for videos and stuff like that too. So, yeah, no, but also it looks nice. But a lot of people tend to not believe me when I tell them that the settings that I use for like when I'm recording footage for my videos is the same settings that I use for when I'm playing the game. Like I don't change anything. So like this is the exact settings that I use when I'm recording videos too. Yeah. Well, John, we need some food, man. Waiting for Zeep to heal up a little bit. My boy got beat up. He got beat up real bad. But that's okay. We're going to have him trained in lock picking too, because I am going to make Zeep my ninja. He's my assassin. He's going to train in lock picking, and he's going to train as an assassin while we're in town here. And then Shrike, Crumble John, Wing Wang, Burn, you guys are going to be coming out here to do stuff. Zach, you absolute unit. 20 memberships. Dude. My lord. My lord. My God. Well, everyone that just received a membership, feel free, if you guys are interested, join the Discord. You guys have access to the community Discord as long as your membership is active. So even if it's a trial run, go ahead and join. Feel free. Dude, absolute unit. Absolute unit. Press W in the chat. You madman. You absolute madman. 20 times. You guys are going to see the goat meme pop up 20 times. 20 times! God, there's so many. Zach, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Everybody throw a W for the main man. My lord. That absolute mad lad. The true GOAT. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. My wife thinks I laugh at that meme way too hard. It's literally one of my favorite memes of all time, and I don't even feel bad about it. It's so fucking good. It's so funny. Alright, so now we're in UC territory. That was a long trek getting from the Fog Isles to here, but we're here. We're here. Jinbad? No, I want a soldier. I don't want a Hive Prince. I want a soldier. I want me a Hive soldier. But the chance of me getting one in here is pretty low. Well, it's not low. It's just they're not here. I may be better off trying to find one. So my wife thinks it's funny, but she finds more enjoyment out of how funny I think it is than the actual meme itself. Like she doesn't think the meme is super funny. She thinks me busting a gut over it is way funnier than it. Which is fair. Totally fair. Oh yeah, dude. Hive Soldiers are easily one of my favorites. Easily one of my favorites. They're really good. Really good. Honestly, I prefer the Hive Soldiers more than I do any other variant of Hiver, excluding Beep, but that's not a variant of Hiver, that's Beep. That's just Beep. We're gonna make this man an assassin among assassins, and while he's doing that, I'm gonna have these guys go out and start hunting people. Start hunting people. One of the things I want to do is I'm going to start taking out some rebel farmers because we need to establish some capital. In order to get things really moving, we need to set up some capital. We also need to like establish ourselves because once we build an outpost to start producing, although we may end up producing hashish inside, but we need hydroponics to do that. So it's gonna be a bit of a process, but once we start producing, we're going to need to not only be able to handle ourselves against potential raids, but also we have to make sure that we're able to pay off the Traders Guild and pay off the United Cities Taxman when they come in, because the end goal here is not to go to war. The goal is to win economically. Like the end of this playthrough is successfully getting 1 million caps. Like that's the goal. 1 million cats through our economy, right? Not through bounty hunting, not through any of this stuff. 1 million cats through our restaurant and drug smuggling operations. We're gonna head out here to see if we can find some rebel farmers or some other people that we can fight. Frogmen are not immune to acid. Is there a lore reason for that? So the Frogmen, much like the cannibals, are made as a separate race. And so because the Frogmen are made as a separate race like the cannibals are for mechanic reasons, right? And I imagine that the Frogmen were not made immune to acid because they're not going to be present in an area where acid is. It's not something they have to deal with. So I just imagined that they weren't made immune to acid simply because there's no reason. There's no reason to have them be that. They're not around acid, like mechanically. It's the same reason, like I was talking, Frank and I literally just had this conversation the other day, actually. It's the same reason that like King for the Southern Hive has a hunger bar, right? And it's not because he's alive, it's because they needed him to have a hunger bar so that way he would go to the polls and he would eat the prisoners, right? So they probably just copied over the Frogman Prince's AI package, where if there's an enemy on a pole, they'll go over to the pole and they'll eat them. But if they don't have a hunger meter, they're not going to eat them. And then they made it to ×3 so he would eat them, quicker. Otherwise, it takes forever and it's a whole problem. But it really comes down to having to be like to game mechanics. They need to do it for game mechanics. Now, the Queen's having a hunger bar. That's a different thing because she's technically considered a skeleton in game, but she's organic. And I don't know if that's a lore thing or what that is. I'm not totally sure what the reason for that is, because she's supposed to be organic, but she's technically considered a skeleton in the game files. So I'd have to consider more what the deal with that is. All right, let's go beat up some vagrants. Keep on kicking his ass. Attacking more vagrants. Yeah, just beat up some vagrants. Don, you didn't even try to dodge that one. What the fuck are you doing, man? Come on. Stupid. Get it together. There we go. It's funny seeing everybody move so slow right now, just because, again, I'm used to my dwarf playthrough where everyone's, like, just hauling. Just absolutely hauling. What are you doing? Assassination 10, this goes up to 19? Yeah, we'll just keep him going. Beep's, he's training for... I've got plans for him. There will be changes. There will be changes, and Zeep will be at the forefront of them. I really need to see if I can get his AI package to work. I'll give him Beep's AI package. It'll be great. Keep on kicking his ass. What are you guys doing? Oh, they're fighting other vagrants. Yeah. Oh, shit, it's fine. Good training. Good opportunity. Give them some wins. I feel like we haven't had many wins recently. We've had we survives, and I think the team needs a couple of wins. I think the team needs a couple of wins. We haven't really had a win since the Fogman Islands, in terms of, like, you know, financial wins. We had some good financial wins. We made a couple 100,000 cats over there, but in terms of, like, we need a win. The point is that we need a win. We really need a win. Now, I'm waiting because something really cool is going to end up happening. I know it's going to end up happening because it always happens. What is it? The Western Hive sends caravans around here, right? And something interesting that tends to happen in my playthroughs, for reasons I am semi-unsure of. I don't know why it always happens. I know why it happens. I don't know why it always happens. Is, what is it? The Western Hive comes in, and then they wander into a building they're not supposed to, like one of the noble houses or something like that. And when they do it, it triggers them to start... it triggers them to start fighting with the UC Samurai, and then they end up developing hostilities with each other, and then all of a sudden they get attacked every time they come into the area. Now, looks like it was being excavated to make... Yeah. So they end up getting attacked when they come to the area, and their pack beasts, their garus, are filled with awesome supplies and stuff. And so it's a good way to get some easy supplies. And the other thing, too, is that it's just always generally funny to see the Western Hive pop into town with their caravans and then just fight with the samurai for a while. It usually happens in some of the desert towns. Like if I headed up over here, it'll end up happening, I'm sure. Happens eventually. And then I've had the same thing happen with where they get into fights with the mercenaries too. I've had them fight all at once. I've had tech hunters, mercenaries, and Western Hive all at war with the United Cities, and I didn't have anything to do with it. They just started fighting each other. I have no fucking idea. They just start fighting each other. We got to build up Zeep's stealth at some point too, but we need to get him some clothes, which requires us to have some money. Which we don't have right now. You know what? This is going to be one of the worst things that I do. I'm going to go beat up some more starving vagrants, and then I'm going to pick them up and bring them back here, and I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell people. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell people. We're the mob. We're the Nugget Mafia. We don't care. Granted, there's technically only one of us that's a Nugget right now, but that'll change once we get set up in a base. Today's subject, selling people. Buying and selling people. I think it starts with a slave faction grabbing people in the middle of town. Yeah, I've had manhunters have the same thing. What is it? One that happens a few times too is like the Western Hive goes to war with the UC for whatever reason, right? And then the slave hunters or one of them tries to, enslave the Western Hive, but that ends up pissing off the UC too, for whatever reason, and it kind of degrades and devolves into everyone going to war with each other. Everyone's get ruined by errant or wanton AI behaviors, although I believe some were mechanics I didn't quite understand, like disguised as enemies, uniform theft, terrorism, etc. Is this vanilla, like my playthrough? No. I have a ton of mods. None of them are game-breaking. None of them are, like, overpowered or all-encompassing or anything like that. It's just Vanilla Plus. If you want to check out the full list of mods that I have in the description, I have a full collection on Steam for one-click easy download, but you can always check on there and see if there's anything you like. Not vanilla. I refer to this particular load order as Vanilla Plus. Vanilla Plus. Quick! We have potential sources of revenue. Yeah. Heal them up, heal them up, heal them up. First aid. Yeah, Burn, you pick them up. You pick them up. We're going to do the responsible thing. Hey, people. I set up a drug shop next to Flax Lagoon, and the Southern Hive caravans eventually wiped out the city. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The AI behaviors in this can be crazy, especially if you up the squad package, like the squad size, the NPC squad sizes. They can get real fucky later on. Oh, am I out of medkits? Duck's ball. Do I have any more? No. All right. Well, what are the odds that he dies before? You can probably get him and bring him to slavery before he dies. All right, to the slave centers in Kenshi. Don't, don't, don't cancel me. I think your squad size makes them trespass into places because of the length of the caravan following the leader, of course, correctly. That could very well be it. And honestly, it could be something like that. Like the squad size is just too big. And they wander into places they shouldn't be, or they get stuck in places they shouldn't be because of it. That's a very real possibility. All right, we're going to start selling these guys off. No thanks. Hold on. Shrike. Sell them. 400 cats. Take it. Hell yeah. Rebel John. We're going to sell the one here that's currently in rough shape. Get him before his leg falls off. It's going to fall off soon, so we'll try to get him before his leg falls off. Yeah, we're working in human resources, exactly. I'm resourcing humans. 400 cats for this one that's basically dying? Absolutely. Love it. All right, and then Burns got another one. 400 cats apiece is not bad. It's not quite as effective as when we were selling, you know, Fogman parts, but it's something, you know? It's something. It's something. All right. Now we head over here to the bar. We're going to sell off some of that leather that we got. And then hopefully we'll be able to get Beep some torso armor or something. Because right now he is, he's kind of nude. That's not good. Excuse me. Fun fact, skeletons are the most expensive slaves to buy freedom for, followed by them, humanoid-wise. Worker drones are the next. The skeletons make sense. They're durable. I mean, if you want to slave a skeleton's a good one. It's an endless work. They can work endlessly. They are incredibly durable, and you don't have to feed them. I can see why they're the most expensive. That makes total sense to me. That makes total sense to me. They're worth every penny. Every penny. Totally get it. Where the hell's the Shinobi Trader at? Where you at? Plastic surgeon. I don't need a plastic surgeon. Zeep is a handsome devil. He doesn't need a plastic surgeon. I think they'd be eager to offload them, considering they can't heal them. I mean, they can. They just have to have someone who's competent. That's all. Martial arts stack bonus. I don't necessarily need the martial arts bonus. I'm more here for the assassination skill. Assassination ×3. Okay, so this one's better because it has... That one's probably better. Let's just see if there's anything else that's going to be even better. We are going to take the rag for sure. Yep. Ninja rags, stealth, martial arts. I don't think I can wear those. Dude, Zeep is looking like a badass. Look at him. He's looking like a badass. That'll do. That'll do. And then give him the flotsam mask. He's got to cover his mouth because he likes to bite. It's a bad habit from his infection. Is Zeep recruited Fogman? So Zeep is a recruited Fogman. We had Beep. Beep died. I was big sad, and I felt that I needed to replace him because big sad. And so I recruited a Fogman and named him Zeep, and headcanoned that Zeep is infected Beep. He didn't get eaten by Fogman. He became infected by Fogman. That's all it is. He became infected by the Fogman. That's all it was. Now the real question is, do we give him the Flotsam War Hat? No, I think we just do the mask because the Don has has the hat. I think we just give him the mask. Although he could use some head protection, I suppose. No, his little dome pokes out. Okay, yeah, we'll pass on that. Assassin's hood, maybe. Up his stealth effect. Can he not wear it? No, he can't wear it. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna stick with what we got then. Stick with what we got then. Do these up my assassination skill? They do not. Okay, so Jonine pants it is. All right, there he is. There's our man. There's our lad. There's our guy. Assassination 0.16. This is 0.17. Okay, so yeah, so Beep is now officially our action assassin, and he's looking pretty good. He's looking pretty good. Nice. Replaced by the Fogman who ate Beep's remains. Yeah, he absorbed the personality of Beep. Or he will, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to give him Beep's AI dialogue package. Okay, so what's his actual assassination stat? Because it's 22 right now because of his his armor, but yeah, so it's going up. So we're gonna keep him going, Beep is making progress, though. We're making progress. Money is being made. It looks like selling people is gonna be the way to go for this earlier part of the run. That is for sure. I'm thinking selling people. Keep saying it until it becomes normalized and no one can get uncomfortable by it. We're the mob. We're the Nugget Mafia, the Kenshi Mafia. We can't worry about such things like human rights violations. It's not on our radar. We are not a morally good group, okay? We're selling drugs. We're going to be having a restaurant as a front for selling those drugs. I'm trying to find maybe some like rebel farmers or something along those lines we can use that we can sell. Plus, it's good opportunity for practice and combat for some of our boys, because a lot of them are lacking in combat capabilities right now. Like Shrike and them, they have decent stats. We've been working on it. You know, they've got melee attack 14, dodge, all that stuff. Like they're working on it, but they need some work. They need some work for sure. Yeah, they need some work. Real slavery is a fine choice over a cold, dusty pool of blood. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I had to pick between, you know, dying in the fields of in the sands of Kenshi in the desert and maybe spending a couple rounds as a slave, like I'm not saying that it's gonna be great, and I'd have to think real hard about it, but maybe it's an option to consider. You know, we might be outnumbered here. This might go bad, but it's fine because the worst case, none of us are gonna die. We're just gonna get beat up, but it'll be good for toughness. Yeah, progress. Don needs to get his dodge skill up. That's the big thing. The dwarves buying people in Kenshi. The Nuggets selling people. Literally, so it's funny because my dwarf playthrough, I have like a plus 25 relation with the slave traders. Not because I've ever helped them, just because I keep buying slaves from them. Because I buy slaves and then I forcibly convert them into dwarves, I mean. So, like, that's how I got my workforce to, like, man my fields and stuff. It's just really funny because my dwarves buy people and the Nugget Mafia sells people. There we go. Work on that dodge skill. Yeah. Oh, did you see that shit? He just did a battle cry. He did a battle cry. Yeah, Don's moving, man. He's getting there. He's getting better. He did a battle cry. Did a full-on just roar. It was nice. That was good. I'm impressed. I'm intrigued. Crumble John is still swinging. I'm shocked by that. All right, Burn is going. He's taking a beating, but that's not a surprise. Yeah, it's going. It's a slow burn. Get it? Slow burn? No? It was bad. Strikes up. Crumble John's up. All right, so we're back in the game. We're back in the game. All right, burn is down. Burn is up. Build that martial arts stat. How is it improving? That's the question. Where's your martial arts at? Am I stupid? There it is. Then we got to work on his dodge too. Dodge is one that he really needs to work on. He just doesn't dodge enough. Around 2 times speed, speed him up a little bit. I'm impressed on the gains that he's made. I mean, he is moving. He is working on it. I'm gonna up his dodge, 21. Let him dodge a little bit. See if I can build up that stat. Yeah, it's a slow burn up in the dodge though, but it's gonna be worth it in the end because, well, he'll be able to dodge. All right, you. I need med kits. I need you to go repair burn is what you need to do. I need you to go repair burn is what you need to do. Thank you. Oh, shit. Take the backpack off so they can't raid my food. Yeah, cheating. Woo, yay. All right. Well, I would call that a semi-success. It wasn't terrible. We did get beat up. We were severely outnumbered, and to be honest, we did pretty well. He does have his armor, the armor slowing his gains. That is true. Here's a good idea. Trade with you. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna trade with Burn. We're gonna give Burn the this armor here. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm gonna get better equipment for Tony to wear. But for right now, he'll rock that. It'll bump up his gains a bit. You are correct. All right, and then you guys need to stop holding, stop blocking, and start healing. There we go. There. It can be hard to be a good character in Kenshi. Shit. God damn it, I tried to take a drink of water, and this is what happens. Oh, shit, shit, shit. When's the next stream planned for? Wednesday. I'm gonna be streaming on Wednesday. What day is today? Today's Monday. Today Monday. Yeah. So today was Monday. I'm gonna be streaming again on Wednesday. The plan is Wednesday. I'm gonna be streaming the dwarves Wednesday. Okay. Shit. Pick up Wing Wang. I'm gonna pick up anybody. We're gonna pick up Wing Wang. Burn. Hold him off. Where is? Okay. Phases. Don should be fast enough to get out of here. Could be. And Burn should be able to hold it off. Should be. At least for a minute. We gotta stay away from the slave traders. That's the big thing. So we're gonna come up here. Put him down. How are you guys doing in terms of health? Not terrible, not great. Have they walked away yet? They did. They walked away. All right, Burn. You repair yourself. You head over, grab Shrike. I'm sorry. What are you doing? Oh, they're just following the leader. I thought they were running to enslave. Okay. Strike. Over to Wing Wang. I don't even know how you would do a pacifist run. I mean, it can be done. No, they are enslaving him, you bastards! Can't slave Wing Wang. Burn, grab Crumble John. Yeah, I mean, you can do a pacifist run. You're just going to need to have... Oh, bitch. We may be getting enslaved, everybody. See what happens. You can do a pacifist run, but you're just gonna need, yeah, bodyguards. That's the way to do it. Is bodyguards. No, no, no. God damn it. No, 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 no. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. That's mine. Shit. Okay, well, it looks like we may be getting enslaved. Oh my god, this is supposed to be a Mafia run, and instead it's just an endless, how can we get our asses kicked run. That's good. It's a good time. That's a good time. Don Tony McChicken has now been enslaved. Alright, well, it's fine. It's fine. They're probably going to end up leaving Don Tony McChicken relatively alone because he's, like, crippled right now. Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay. Wing Wang and Shrike are going to get taken. That much is unfortunately true. And Crumble John. Okay, so some of our boys have been kidnapped, and that is unfortunate. But think about it this way. Think about it this way. Doesn't have a med kit. Doesn't have a med kit. That's fine because he's mostly just in bad shape. Okay, so we're gonna take these boots or take those things. Burn, stop fighting, man. Stop fighting it. You're not gonna win. Trying. He's trying real hard. Fine. Okay, so Don, they're not gonna pick Don up. That much is true. I mean, no, this is all part of it, okay? He saw his bestie get eaten, and then turn into a... Oh, God damn it, he's walking now. Good. He saw his best friend get eaten, and, you know, he's struggling. Damn it, what is this? What is this? Hive prisoner shackles? What the fuck do we mean, hive prisoner shackles? Does this look like a hiver to you? Oh, my God. And they've knocked him the fuck out. Yeah. Okay, well, apparently we're doing time in the pen. That is correct, we are. Apparently we're doing some hard time. They took my weapons, too, which really sucks. The Don lost his coat, but at least he's got the boots for them. Everybody's moving at a decent speed. Well, Infinite Wing Wang is, and Don Tony McChicken is. What's his movement speed right now? Yeah, he's not moving fast enough. That's what happens. There what you get if you don't have feet. They're also lighter. That's fair. No, that's fair. It's just funny that they threw hiver shackles on me when I'm like that. I am not a hive. I am not a hiver. Okay. What have a bounty for? Probably because I tried to escape. Okay, well, things have gone pear-shaped indeed. Some of our guys may have to... Who's attacking me? The United Cities. Oh my God, things have gone so far south here. I wasn't trying to piss off anybody. And now the Manhunters are fighting the United Cities. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This could work out in my favor. Hold on. Wait a minute. Robotics, leg injury, encumbrance. Hold on, this could work out in my favor. They want to arrest me, right? Yeah, go ahead. Arrest me. Do it. Arrest me. Watch everybody fucking die, and then it's just Zeep. The playthrough just starts over with Zeep. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Zeep, you need to go find general shop. Okay. Alright, hold on. I have a plan. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a plan. What you got? Do you have... Shit, bad medical supplies. That's fine. Is there anywhere else, maybe? Anywhere else? Farm shop? No. Building shop? No. Residential? No. Bar? No. Mechanical shop? I doubt it, but maybe. No. No. We're kind of SOL on that. All right, well, I guess this is the way we're doing it. Yeah. Okay, so we're building up so that way we can apparently go rescue our guys. That's what the end goal here is. We've got... Nope. All right. What can I do? What can I... Oh, you know what I can do? I have an idea. I have an idea. Ideas have been had. Where in the hell? Nope, not Drifter. Where's the mercenary captain? There he is. Hello, I'd like to hire your services as bodyguards. 2,000 cats. Enough. Here's what we're going to do. Zeep is going to haul ass over there. Haul ass. And we are going to see if we can let the mercenaries do the fighting for him. As a slave. Alright, so a lot of these manhunters are down. Wing Wang here. He is currently not considered a slave. I mean, he's an escaped slave. Fine. Looks like a slave. Yeah, so we're going to have to lay low for a while. Take these off. Over to Don. Get your boots back, man. Then you have no fucking weapons anymore. God, I hate it. 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 Trade. Fantastic. Where is Shrike? Oh, okay. She's in the town fighting my... What are you fighting? Oh, okay. Yeah, the UC is about to save Shrike. That's so funny. That's so funny. Rumble John, where are you at? In the dirt. We actually may get out of this in decent shape. We may get out of this in relatively decent shape. Well, not decent's probably not the right word. We may get out of this because it looks like the UC is actually going to kill the manhunters. Yeah, the UC is going to kill the manhunters. So that's cool. All right. We're just gonna prop around here. Wing Wang, what are you doing? God, is Wing Wang? Oh no, he's just in the way. Perfect, perfect. Everybody's on hold. Everybody's on hold. Yeah, I'm gonna be ending the stream here soon. I'm just trying to. Oh God, no, Zeep, no. Oh, this is no good. All right. Well, we may all end up in jail. No, we just got beat up. I'll take beat up. Oh my God, Wing Wang, stop fighting, dude. Oh my God, he keeps picking fights. I'm gonna have such negative relations with everybody. Where's my relations with the UC right now? Okay, it's I'm not hostile yet. They're just beating my ass. Everybody, stay down. Oh My lord. All right, so my mercenaries have shown up finally. So that's fucking cool. So they're healing up my guys. That's cool. That's good. Burn is on the ground in town. He's up. He's got to pick his shit. Unfortunately, we lost my badass fucking chess piece. Oh my god. Ah, okay. Burn's going to jail. At least if he's in jail, he's safe for now. What's the time on there? How long is he in jail for? Too long. Too long. Jail for too long. Crumble John, you are no longer an obedient slave. Oh my god. This is terrible. Terrible stuff. In town, the shinobi thieves will keep us relatively safe too. We just have to basically get back into town. What a mess. What a mess we find ourselves in. All right, Crumble John, you're gonna. I gotta pick everyone's shackles up first. Put him down. Beep. You're not shackled anymore? Oh yeah, you can just take those right off. Look at that. Look at that. Where's Wing Wang? There he is. Alright, so unlock those. Thank God for those mercenaries, man. They're saving my bacon right now. They're holding off the armada that is the fucking UC. I'm gonna have Crumble John actually pick up Don Tony McChicken. That way, if anyone escapes, because like usually I'd have Zeep do it, but there's apparently a fucking war going on over here. Look at this. Look at this. There's a full-on war happening right now between mercenaries and the United Cities and the Manhunters. I mean, it's a three-way conflict. It's bad. It's bad. Real bad. All right, Zeep, you pick up Infinite Wing Wang. Yeah, we'll deal with the shackles later. We need to get the hell out of here. We gotta move. We gotta move. We're on the move. Oh, a lot of these guys are on my side, which is good. Crumble John, get over here. The Manhunters. They have boots. Take those boots. We need those boots. And it's not fantastic, but take that. Zeep, stay. Yeah, we'll take that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. What a mess. All right, Burn is in jail for a really long time, 197 hours. So that's not great. Shrike, where's Shrike at? Shrike is currently unconscious on a bridge. Not great there either. We're going to take those off. Yeah, Shrike is currently unconscious on a bridge. Okay. Something. I wouldn't say progress, but something. We are wanted. Zeep is wanted. 5,000. 11 hours looking like a slave. I don't think they all have bounties. I just think Don Tony McChicken has one. Zeep has one. And Burn has one. So that's great. That's great. Where can we go? Where can we go? We may be sort of SOL on this right now. If there was a way that we could get back into the town right now, that would be pretty awesome. But given the time, I think I'm going to save it from here, and we'll pick up on this epic story next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oy vey. Do you think the gravity is higher or lower? I think it's inherently lower. That's the only way I can justify how fast these guys can run. Okay, well, that's all the time I got. I'm pooped. I appreciate everybody for joining the stream tonight. It's been a ton of fun. Thank you guys for coming. Again, everybody that got memberships this evening, please do join the Discord. It's a fun time. Hop on in. You can find the information for it. The link for the Discord is on the membership tab on my channel on YouTube. So hop on in, check that out. We all have a good time there. So I do appreciate it, everybody. As always, use your powers for good instead of evil. Make a difference in somebody's life. And set your guys to passive and hold, and maybe don't get fucking enslaved because you thought it'd be a good idea to try and fight a bunch of starving bandits when there's a bunch of manhunters running around. And now you've instigated a three-way conflict between the United States manhunters and mercenary guilds. We made a mess. The Mafia is off to an interesting start, that's for sure. That's for sure. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys all again on Wednesday for the dwarves. Kenshi dwarves.